We are live.
Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
Mark. Hey, Mark. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, everyone. Diabolical Debbie says, which is the, can't believe I'm doing this, which is the best franchise series? The Conjuring, The Nun, or Annabelle? None of them, because none of them are franchises. How about that?
They're all part of the same franchise.
Yeah, well, yeah, but none of them have four
Yeah.
movies in there yet.
I mean, the only one you could argue is Annabelle because Annabelle appears in Conjuring, so you could say that
Yeah,
you could give it that one, but I guess that would make Annabelle the winner in that case.
I guess.
It's
Well,
the only,
until
it's the only
the
option.
next Conjuring comes out,
Yeah,
then it's
but
technical, you
that's
know.
that's why I still think it's best to just include them all together.
Hey, Mark. Yeah. So,
I mean, it's no different than like the Massacre franchise.
yeah, right.
Well, yeah, I mean it is. I mean, because
Yeah.
individually they wouldn't be franchises, but
I'm trying to think of where we left off. I think we still have to watch Sorority House Massacre 2 is the next one, right?
that's the next one. Yep.
Right. I worked a lot on my list
Yeah.
yesterday and last night, and I think I'm pretty close. I need to give it a little bit of time to breathe and everything, but I think I might be pretty close.
I filmed the rest of those Bravos.
What do you mean?
The ones that we had next.
Maniac and all that?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I didn't. I
You
haven't
better
filmed.
not. I'm like, all right, stream over. I got stuff to do. Son of
Yeah.
a
Right.
bitch. My God. Maybe when more people come in, we'll tell them well, we won't do that. We'll just kind of keep it to ourselves, I guess.
Wow, how nuts we are.
Yeah.
Doing okay, Mark. How are you?
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing good. Last night, not feeling so great. Well, yesterday either.
Yeah, we were originally going to do this last night, but
Yeah.
pushed it back a night.
We overextended ourselves. Hey, Brandon. How you
Hey,
doing, buddy?
Brandon. Welcome. Yeah, how about that Osterman weekend, huh? Pretty
Pretty
cool.
good, man. Pretty good.
Anchor Bay. I saw that. It's funny. I saw the Anchor Bay logo first, even though it's like the newer Anchor Bay logo because it's on a Blu-ray. So I spotted that first, and then like kind of like my eyes went up to the spine to see what movie it was. I was like, oh shit.
So, my favorite movie of all time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm such an asshole. If I saw the Anchor Bay Blu-ray, I'd probably buy that too, and add that to my 6-piece.
Oh, you have that other Blu-ray. That's right.
Yeah, I got the
I
imprint.
was gonna say I knew you had the Blu-ray.
Imprint.
Yeah.
I think yours might have the. You know what yours does? The one that I sent you, I know. So that means it probably has it on the Blu-ray too. But the one that I sent you has the original cut, the rough cut, the what do they call it? The work print, I think.
The work print. Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if the Blu-ray does. I know it has the documentary on there on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I saw that. Did you watch? Thanks, Mark. Yeah, I'm glad you like them. We put a lot of work into those lists. We were just talking about that
We
before we
did.
went live. How much time we really put into those.
Yeah.
Working on the next ones.
60 franchises is it's been fun, but it's also a lot.
But the funny thing is, we still could have done more if we really wanted to.
I thought of another one the other day that we could have done as well, but now I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But I keep thinking in my mind, I was like, oh, damn, we could have done that one.
I do that too sometimes. I think of another one. I'm like,
But maybe someday we will do something with those extra franchises.
Yeah.
At least I'm hoping anyway. But this has been a lot of fun, and it's been great seeing everybody's videos and seeing them enjoy watching these.
I'm really enjoying the comments too. I know like Shannon and Kelly both said how, a lot of them were first time watches, and
Yep.
they're looking forward to part 2s because of some of those will be first time watches. So
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly what we wanted. It was an opportunity and an excuse to watch movies people have been meaning to watch or meaning to revisit.
Yep. Because we usually watch stuff that we haven't watched before normally, unless we just like say, whatever, just put on Friday the 13th Part 2 or something like that. But normally you and I are always watching stuff that we haven't seen before. So going back and doing Franchise Frenzy was nice because, and even you said some of these sequels and Part 3s and Part 4s I haven't seen in 30 years.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark. That means a lot. We definitely do put a lot of work into it.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that.
Brandon, as much as I would love to answer your question, we are going to do a stream very soon, counting down our favorite horror films of 2023. So I don't want to blow our load too early here and tell you what our number one is. What my number one is.
Actually, anyway. I don't even know what my number one is yet.
Yeah.
To be honest, we're still kind of working on that. But thank you for the.
But very soon, we're going to be doing that soon. Yeah. We're going to be doing the. I think we're going to rank probably 2023 horror movies.
Yeah.
Exorcist
Believer. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I remember your comment. I do. What's funny is that the people who are nasty, I kind of just, it goes out of my mind. In and out of my mind. Yeah. But the people who actually say nice things, and I mean, they don't have to agree with us, but people who are constructive in their comments and say interesting things are the things that stay with me.
Some people don't know the difference between conversing and arguing. Like you can disagree and still discuss the movie. Like that's fine. Like I have no problem if someone wants to comment and disagrees, but I can't stand when people comment and be like, "Oh, this movie was trash." It's like, okay, well, why? Tell me why you didn't like it. Yeah. And it's like, not to mention, can you maybe say it a different way? Like, is it saying, "Oh yeah, Exorcist Believer is trash"? Or how about saying, "Oh, I didn't like Exorcist Believer because,"
or it wasn't for me. Yeah.
I mean, like I feel like I'm back in the classroom when I used to teach kindergartners. It's like maybe we should try saying it like this, class. I mean, I just feel like some people just never grew up,
Hey, David, how are you?
Hey, David.
Yeah, you're right, because a lot of that stuff is very juvenile and I mean, we get juvenile sometimes, but it's just all in fun. It's not to hurt somebody's feelings or belittle something that they're working on.
And we also do it. How can I? Not even in response. We also do it in like a sarcastic way. It's like, this is what you sound when you trash a movie. Yeah. So it's like, and it's funny when people still don't get that. Like there are certain people who watch it or don't even understand the concept of positive spin. Yeah. Like that's what gets me the most. Like, oh, you can't say anything nice about this movie. This movie's dog shit or whatever. It's like, that's the whole point of this series is to say
somebody
nice
comment. What did he say? You can't polish a turd?
Yeah.
I was like, even if it's a font on a title card or something, you can say something nice about the movie.
But the problem is, he said that on, of all things, of When a Stranger Calls, the remake, which is far, 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 far from one of the most hated movies we've done. Like, there are actually a lot of people who really do like that movie. That's more of a divisive one than it is a hated one. Like, there are people who really like that one a lot.
Hey, Mr. Dan. You're completely right, Mark. I completely agree with that. Yes.
Exactly, David.
Yes. 100%, David. 100%. I've been told a lot of times I have no taste, but that's okay.
Yep.
It doesn't matter to me because a fact is, and I've heard a lot of people say this, and for some reason it draws me to them. I'm not easy to, let's see, how did they put it? I'm not hard to please with horror, and that kind of draws me to them. Not to say that they like every little thing that comes out. That's not the case. But, what fun is it to sit back and watch a movie that you either paid for or that you're taking your time to watch and nitpick every little thing that's wrong with it.
I mean,
what kind of life do you have?
And I know that there are, but that's like people who go to restaurants and nitpick everything in their food.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
stay at home and make your own then.
Yeah.
It's like I have this book that was from Lloyd Kaufman that I got years and years ago.
Lloyd Kaufman?
Yeah. And it's
Hell
literally
yeah.
it's literally called Make Your Own Damn Movie.
Yes.
And but it's true. It's like you got these people who sit back. I like the there's like memes too. There's memes of like the fat guy sitting on the couch with his remote and like the chips all over him. And it's like, apparently in the meme he's watching a football game and it says, "Oh, haha, that guy couldn't even make the tackle." And it's like, here's this guy laying on his couch like judging football players. It was like, you get out there then and see if you can do a better job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just it's the same thing with these people. Everybody thinks they're a critic nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of us liking everything because believe us, we do not like everything. Like there are movies that we don't like, but we're not going to waste our time talking about those. Why would we?
Actually, you'll see something that we kind of split hairs on in an upcoming controversial view.
Yeah.
But it's all in good fun though.
Exactly, Mark. That's how I feel too. They piggyback off of other people's negative opinions.
Yep.
It's like nobody wants to step out and say, "Hey, you know what? I do like this." And I mean, like I sound like a broken record because I say this all the time, but I always find it odd how if you hate something, it's okay. But if you like something and you're in the minority and like something, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
It's like, shouldn't it be the opposite? Like, if anything, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, so it shouldn't be either way. But if anything, shouldn't the people hating something be the ones that should be judged more than the ones who actually like something? It's weird.
Hey, Verge.
Hey, Verge. Exactly, Brandon. Yeah, like Winnie the Pooh. I still don't get that. I mean,
yeah. Well,
I mean, if you watch that movie, if you're watching Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, chances are it's because you're a slasher fan. So if you're watching that movie and you're not a slasher fan, you probably shouldn't have watched it in the first place because you're not going. If that's not your genre, you're not going to like it. I mean, that's like, I don't know. That's like I'm not a huge fan of country music. So most likely, if I put on a country song or rap is another, a rap song or something, I'm probably not going to like it because I just don't like that genre. So, but I'm not going to sit there and complain about it and post a video like this song sucked. Well, for me, it did because I don't like the genre to begin with.
Yeah.
It just seems strange.
Well, some people just have to have something to complain about. It's been that way since the beginning of time, unfortunately.
Yeah, David. I'm not. People made up their minds about Exorcist Believer before it was released.
Yep.
Without a doubt. I agree, Mark. I mean, as far as slashers go, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey was pretty awesome.
No, we're good.
Yeah. I want to pick up the new Funeral Home Blu-ray.
There you go.
Series upgrade. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, Joe and I talked about that, I think, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because all of the transfers of all the old parts, not to mention the fact that most of them were all in
they're all VHS transfers.
Yeah. But I think it was in public domain, wasn't it? That's why they were on those multi-packs.
Yeah, I mean, like I have it on VHS, and then I have the DVD obviously as well. Then I have it on multi-packs, and they all look the same. They're all the same. So I mean, there's like no difference between any of them.
I have the DVD for it, but I really like that movie. I don't know what it is. A lot of people crap on that movie.
The Paragon VHS, that purple.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's who did it then. So it was Paragon that actually released that. The Wicker Man must have been originally released by Paragon because it used to be a preview on City of the Living Dead, I think.
Really?
I think so. And Kill or Be Killed and Funeral Home. Well, Funeral Home was Paragon. Yeah.
Kill. Yeah, Brandon, Brandon, I'm looking forward to seeing Night Swim when it comes out. I'll probably pick that up on Blu-ray when it comes out. Nice. Yeah, I heard a lot of crap ratings for Night Swim already, but I'm I'm not going to be deterred because I think it looks pretty cool.
A little tip that I learned a long time ago. A lot of companies, well, this is what people say, and I don't know how reliable, most people are, but a lot of January movies get pummeled. They get hated, they get torn apart, because what they say is the movies that the movie companies don't know what to do with get put out in January. I don't know how true that is, but from past, like The Turning came out in January, that got pummeled. The Darkness came out in January, that got torn apart, and Wish Upon came out, I believe, in January. All those, and there's plenty more. Usually the ones in January get torn to pieces.
Exactly, Mark. We say that all the time. People will literally not see a movie and still trash it somehow. The worst is when people will watch a trailer, do like a trailer reaction, and they'll be like, "Oh, this looks awful." This, like, you're getting all that from the trailer. Like, my God.
Yep, you're right, Mark. I don't know. I like to try new things. I like to try new movies, and I mean, it's not guaranteeing that I'm going to like all of them, but then again, there's no guaranteeing that I won't. So you don't know unless you try it for yourself and decide for yourself.
Yeah, and believe me when I say this, and I know, and actually, I was going to say something, but I don't think it's true anyway. I was going to say all people probably do this, but Jason and I, we really do go into movies wanting to like them. And I think everyone should do that. Not everybody does.
No.
People go into things looking for negative things. Like with us, like again, Skinamarink comes to mind.
Yes.
Skinamarink was a movie, we said this on our last stream. We really weren't fans of it. We are going to give it another chance though, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
But when we watched it that first time, we were super excited for it. We were like, yeah, like super excited. I couldn't wait to watch that. We put it on and we were like, oh no. like because we really, really, really want to like these things. And even movies that we didn't like before and we try it again, like we're hoping that we'll like them more a second time. And many times we do. Sometimes we don't.
Sometimes we don't. Yeah.
It is what it is. But the point is, we really go into it open-minded, and we really go into it wanting to like it and not looking for things to dislike.
I didn't think it was terrible, but it wasn't something that it was because of the way it was filmed and how it was your point of view from it. Some things were hard to see, and for an hour and 40 minutes of that,
exactly, it was too long. It was too long.
Yeah, it was tough.
But the thing is, a lot of people go into movies and they'll be like, "Oh, this movie's trash because of this person's performance, or it's trash because of this, or it's trash because," and they point out all these little things. No movie's gonna be perfect. Number one. Yeah. Number two, for me, if I'm entertained, I mean, for the most part, that's already a good rating for me, because that's the point. That's why I'm watching a movie, is to be entertained, to enjoy the time that I'm having. So unless a movie is completely boring, or unless a movie has some weird message that they're just shoving down your throat, like Black Christmas 2019, then chances are I'm going to like stuff about a movie. I mean, even that movie, which if someone were to ask me, what's your least favorite movie ever, I would probably say Black Christmas 2019, because of what it does and what it chooses to do. With that being said, we were still able to give it a positive spin and talk about things that we liked about it.
And there are things to like about it.
How other people watch these movies and completely hate it. There's not a good thing I can say about it. Really? Like, you didn't pay attention then. There's not a good thing you can say about it. There's not one good performance. There's not a one good location. Like, the score isn't good. I mean, people just want to hate things. As simple as that.
Thank you, Mark. Verge, I would say give it, there's a lot of people out there that really like it. So, it just wasn't something that I enjoyed. But I can see, I've watched a lot of reviews on Skinamarink, and I can understand some of their points. It just didn't do that for me. So
Skinamarink, I was so excited about, because there are people who like love it. There are people who watched it and were like, "This is the scariest movie I've ever seen." There are people who watched it and it really deeply affected them. Like, it really chilled them to the bone. It really got to the core of them. So I wanted it to do that to me. I did. Like, I really, really did. Like, there are certain movies. I mean, I want to be all in. Like, we watched Looking for Mr. Goodbar recently.
Oh my God.
We went in super hyped. So it wasn't even like it was going to be like we're going to get let down. Like I had heard how incredible this ending was, how disturbing it was, how memorable it was, one of the greatest endings ever. And even still, it surpassed expectations. So my point is, it wasn't even like an expectation thing going into Skinamarink. Sometimes a movie just doesn't do it for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that there weren't things I like about it, and it doesn't mean that I am part of me is still is excited to check it out again for a second time.
That's
I
weird. You said that because I am too.
I just wish it wasn't as long because that was the killer for me.
Yeah.
I feel like that movie would have done better either as a short film ideally or worst case scenario like maybe like an 85 minute movie. You know, but to have it like an hour and 45 minutes or whatever it is, it was just too long. But again, I really am excited to check it out again.
I hear you, Mark. I hear you.
Yeah, definitely, Brandon. Exactly. I mean, there's got to be something to like.
There you go. Yep. I agree. And that's what we try to focus on with, especially with positive spin. And even the funny thing about it is when you watch other YouTubers and then you watch somebody like me or Joe, when we review a film, instead of pointing out the person who doesn't act well, I'm going to point out somebody who knocked it out of the park.
Highlight the positive.
Exactly.
Why not?
And that's to me, that's the point in it. I mean, I may agree with that person and say that, you know, that there's another person in there who doesn't quite fit the bill or doesn't act as well. But, you know, why talk about that when there's positive things to talk about? I mean, let's be honest. People only care about your outcome anyway, whether you liked it or whether you didn't.
Exactly.
So,
you can even spin it in a positive way. Like there have been times when, like, if I'm watching a really low budget movie and the acting is pretty much what you'd expect from a low budget movie, I'll say it like that. I'll say, you know, the acting is pretty much what you'd expect from a movie like this. But I'll say, like, if it was cheesy, I'll say, you know, it was, you know, the performances were cheesy, but maybe it added to the entertainment value because sometimes a cheesy performance is entertaining.
Yep.
So rather than saying, "Oh God, this person was awful in their performance," I mean, you don't necessarily have to look at it that way. And I do think it comes down to just, unfortunately, people's personality traits. Some people are just negative people.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it as an insult. I don't. I mean, I know negative people in my personal life. There are just people that are just negative all the time. Like glass half empty, glass half full people. And there are some people who just want to point out the negative. Everything that goes wrong is, you know, they're the victim. Everything that's wrong in a movie they have to point out. Everything that's wrong in food they have to point out. You know, everything is just a problem. And I feel like that comes across so much more on YouTube and when people review movies. And I can't live my life like that. I can't imagine living my life like that.
I mean, you have to be pretty miserable.
I'd rather look for the good in things.
Late checkout. Oh, I'll have to look for that, Verge. That sounds like something fun.
Yeah, Brandon, you know, I mean, Halloween 6 is a good example because I saw Halloween 6 in theaters. You know, my son loves Halloween 6. But see, that's the thing. My son loves Halloween 6, but he can admit that it's a mess of a movie.
Yeah.
It's edited poorly. There are these things in it that don't make any sense. And the director himself says that. So it goes both ways. It's not a matter of us just getting frustrated with people who hate on movies. I also get frustrated sometimes when people let nostalgia dictate their judgment of movies. And don't get me wrong, we all do it to an extent, but there are also people who will pick out these movies and they can't find a single flaw in Halloween 6 because they grew up watching it and they love it. So for some reason, you know, it's the greatest Halloween sequel because they love it. And they refuse to point out the fact that there are things that just don't make sense in it. And that's fine. Like you can still be honest about it without trashing a movie. Like Halloween 6 is a good example of that because I love Halloween 6, but it's not one of my favorites because there are things in it that kind of bug me. Like it's just it could have been so much better. Like there are things that were unnecessarily messed up in it. Like certain scenes that were taken out, certain moments that were taken out from the edit.
That don't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That they literally ruined the timeline, the flow of the movie, where they didn't have to remove certain things from that.
Yeah.
So things like that. But again, it goes both ways because, like I said, my son loves the movie, but he also knows it's a mess. It's just he just really likes that movie. But there are
Yeah, me
people
too.
who,
That's the way I feel about it too.
but there are people who are like, Halloween 6 is the best one. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, but meanwhile, then they'll go and trash Halloween Ends.
Right.
It's like, really? Like you're, or even Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is a gorgeously shot movie. You cannot like Michael without the mask on, the beard. You can not like any of that. But to say that it's the worst Halloween movie, it's one of the worst horror movies ever, but then go and praise Halloween 6. It's like, really? I mean, at least make it make sense.
I just said that. Yeah, I agree, Verge. And actually, I do. It's come to the point where I do like both cuts. I like the original theatrical cut a little bit better, even though it's kind of messier. But I do like the producer's cut as well.
Well,
And I didn't used to like the producer's cut.
My theory on it is this, and this is the same way I feel about it. I truly think 100%. I can almost guarantee if the producer's cut was released, people would prefer the producer's cut to the theatrical cut. It's just that
Probably.
the theatrical cut is the one that everybody saw for all these years.
That's true.
It's like anything else. It's like of course, people are going to prefer the theatrical cut for the most part. The majority of people, that's just what people do. It's because it's the nostalgia. This is what I grew up watching. This is the one I'm used to watching, so I prefer this. But objectively, the producer's cut kicks the shit out of the theatrical cut because it actually makes sense.
It does.
Like, it's a better movie. Like, it doesn't mean that you have to prefer it, but it is a better movie. So
yeah, it's grown on me.
And that's the thing with people. It's like people, but there are people who can't admit that. People are like, no, the theatrical cut's better. Well, no, you like it more, but it's not better. Like it's not a better film. I mean that's fine. I mean, it's just like franchise frenzy. There are sequels that we might like better than, say, the first movie in a franchise. Does it mean that sequel is a better film? Not always.
Oof.
We just happen to prefer it.
Yeah, David, it definitely has become toxic, big time. And that's one of the things that I don't know who's even got the rights now. I know that they were talking about somebody getting the rights to Halloween and making some more. I wish them luck. I wouldn't want to be in that position. Because I actually don't feel like you can do anything right. I mean, people seem to like 2018 for a while up until Kills came out. And once Kills came out, they started turning on everything. And then once Halloween Ends came out, you might as well forget it. Now 2018 sucked too. Didn't you just say you liked it? I don't get it.
I know.
I don't know.
People have this weird thing, like we've talked about, like for some reason they have to compare everything. Like one movie has to affect another. Like somehow because they didn't like Halloween Ends, they weren't going to like Exorcist Believer.
Right.
Like, how does one relate?
Without even seeing anything from it.
I mean, and like I said, I think I said this in my Exorcist Believer positive spin. That would be like somebody watching Deadly Blessing from Wes Craven saying, "Oh, I didn't like this, so that means I hate Scream and I hate A Nightmare on Elm Street."
Yep.
I mean, Wes Craven did some movies that people don't really like. John Carpenter, like a lot of people don't like Ghosts of Mars. Does that mean all of a sudden they don't like Halloween because they don't like Ghosts of Mars?
Or The Ward. A lot of people don't like The Ward either.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Ben. Yeah, Ben. What do you got for
Ben?
us? Well, that's the main topic of the stream is going to be physical media.
Why physical media? The reason why we started putting this together, and we're going to be doing this, hopefully, I mean, unless something happens, of course, once a month.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be having other people in with us. Right now, it's the first episode, so it's just going to be me and Joe talking about it for a little while. We're also going to talk about franchise frenzy a little bit. But it's getting bad on the physical media front with a lot of the stores like Best Buy. And didn't you say you went to Big Lots the other day and they still had physical media?
I didn't. Somebody else posted that picture I showed you.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I think it's like a gradual thing. I mean, my Best Buy still has some DVDs, but
no way, really?
They do, but they're not getting anything new in. They're gradually getting rid of them, sending them back to the warehouse for the online.
Yeah.
Right now they still have them. I just think some stores are just behind. But
Yeah.
you have Best Buy getting rid of physical media completely, Target's getting rid of physical media
Yep.
completely. Obviously we lost a lot of other stores like Movie Stop around here. A lot of my
A
local
lot of the
stores like
FYEs and Suncoast Pictures,
yep.
all gone. I still have an FYE around me, but from what I've heard, I think, didn't you tell me this, Joe? Did you tell me about the thing about they're going to go to, or was that my wife?
Well,
That said they're going to be like a Spencer Gifts. They're going to concentrate on novelty stuff.
The manager at FYE said they were going to get rid of physical media.
Right.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of physical media and just sticking with, well, they'll probably sell records for a while because that's like the hot thing right now. But
yeah.
yeah.
Ben, that's so funny that you mentioned that, because on my way to bring my son to work today, he got the Final Destination Blu-ray set for Christmas, one of his gifts.
Nice.
And he, for some reason, I didn't even know this, I don't know how, but he only ever saw 1, 4, and 5. He never saw 2 and 3.
Okay.
So last night he watched 1 and 2 back to back because he's making his way through the 5 of them again. And tonight he's gonna be watching 3 for the first time.
Ha.
So I was like, "What? How have you never seen 3?" Because the roller coaster and stuff. He's like, "I know." He's like, "I can't wait for the for the carnival one and stuff." So we were talking about it, and I told him, I was like, "Check your Blu-ray." I was like, because on my DVD there's a special feature where you can pick the deaths for the characters, and if you change their fate, it changes the movie completely, and the movie ends in different places and all that. It's a really cool special feature. It's like literally one of my favorite special features of all time. And like Ben, like you just said, you can't do that on streaming.
Nope.
So, I mean, it's things like that we're gonna miss out on now.
Yep.
And it
And that's
really
why
is
we're
like,
going to be bringing a bunch of different people on that
yes,
collect different forms of physical media. Not just that, and what you're missing by going strictly streaming, because, like you said, there's a lot of things that you can't do streaming, like commentaries and deleted scenes, and a lot of these things I love, and what was it the other day where I watched the alternate ending for it? What were we watching when I watched the alternate ending? I'd seen it before, but I watched it again. What the hell was it?
I don't know, I don't remember.
Had
But
an alternate-
another example is Joyride. I mean, Joyride with that alternate ending.
Exactly.
It's like a whole different movie. I mean, it's like a whole different movie with the alternate ending on DVD
Yep.
and Blu-ray. So, I
Half
mean,
an hour long.
even the VHS had the alternate ending.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty scary.
And here's another thing to keep in mind too. I think Final Destination, one of them, got edited because it was online. I think that was one of the ones that got cut down. So you might want to watch them with Jay to make sure that they're not the cut down version. I mean, you never know nowadays.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're putting out there. And I know that one of the Final Destinations was cut. And I think it might have been on Netflix.
It was probably, I think it was just a Netflix thing, though. I think that's exactly why the physical media is so important,
Exactly. And we just watch them anyway, so
yeah.
You can probably pick out if something's not in there.
I mean, it's like I remember when the Michael Jackson episode of The Simpsons was removed from like TV and stuff. So everybody went for like the longest time. Season 3 of The Simpsons DVD set was so expensive online because everybody was trying to buy it.
Yep.
Or Gone with the Wind when all that stuff happened, and it's like I don't know.
And they're going to do that. And see, here's the thing. This is why we did this physical media matters thing, because Joe and I get pretty freaking riled up all over this stuff. We do, actually. And I think it's one of the things where we rile each other up.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But when people say that they buy stuff on Prime, buy movies and stuff like that, you buying that movie does not mean that you own it forever. Because if they decide to get rid of it, or if they lose the rights to it,
that's already happened to some people.
Exactly. You lose it too. Yeah.
I mean, video games are another example. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like like people purchase video games like that, and then all of a sudden it stopped and they don't have it anymore. But they spent the same amount of money they would have spent on a physical copy. So, yeah, Mark, that I was trying to think of what it was recently. French Connection was another one. They edited something from the French Connection.
Why? That's like a classic freaking movie.
It's nothing safe now. I mean, this is exactly why you got to hold on to physical media.
That's the kind of stuff that really pisses me off.
Yep.
I mean, look, Here's the thing that I don't understand. If you don't like something or if something offends you, you know what I do? If something offends me, which not many things do, I turn the fucking channel. I don't watch it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, Bird.
Does that
Political
mean that I have
correctness.
to act like an asshole and deprive everyone else of it too?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
And that's just it. Why is that? Like, what, you know, it's like, oh, if I'm offended by this, you have to be offended by it too. If I hate this, you have to hate it too. Like,
Yep.
what is with that mindset with people? It's like
Yeah, I
it's
don't get
truly
it.
is like misery loves company.
Yep.
It's crazy to me. Like, just move on.
There are so many things that have been good. Well, this is one thing that I told Joe about, and
Oh, Ben, that's awful.
I think he's noticed it too. What did Ben say?
There was a guy that had 20K in movies on iTunes and got booted from Apple. Did not get to keep any of the movies.
There you go.
Yep.
Case in point, right there. But you know, they do a lot of things on DVDs and Blu-rays and all kinds of special features that are really awesome. But I said this to Joe, and I think he's noticed it too, that a lot of them are coming out bare bones now.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, we watched one of them today. We watched Roadhouse today, the original. Did you notice that was bare bones?
Yeah.
It's from Scream Factory.
Yeah, and that's why
Come
Vinegar
on.
Syndrome did all the special features for that one.
Imagine that. That's probably why you said it flew off the shelves as soon as it came out.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Exactly, Verge. Yep,
It's
Brandon.
very dangerous.
It is. It's, you know, like, what is the next step here? I mean, David said something a few comments up about how they're thinking about making release dates every other week now on Tuesdays for physical media, and you know, it's usually every Tuesday. And that right there, that strikes a nerve too, because I remember years ago, it seemed like every week there was something coming out that I wanted to get on DVD or Blu-ray.
There were a whole bunch of things coming out.
Exactly. I remember every week on Tuesday, I could not wait to like get out of work and go to Walmart or Movie Stop or wherever, you know, or sometimes even like before work.
Even Target,
you know,
had the big new release section there.
And then you always had like there was a Walmart exclusive, a Target exclusive, a Best Buy exclusive. Like, which one were you gonna get? You know, and I miss those days. Like, oh, what's coming out this week? What's coming out this week? I mean, I get excited now when there's one thing like Tuesday, Thanksgiving is coming out. I can't wait to go to freaking Walmart on Tuesday and get Thanksgiving.
Because I'm ordering it through Amazon. But
you know what I mean?
So yeah, you're right. You're right. And like you and I talked about before, my wife and I used to, if there was something I wanted that was coming out, we used to scout the papers to see who had the best.
Hey, Michael.
The thing that was coming with it.
Yeah.
You know? It could be a comic book. It could be a figure. It could be a bust.
Yeah.
It could be a rebate or something.
A Casino Royale coming with the poker chips and stuff.
Yes.
Cool
yes.
Stuff like that. Hey, Michael, how you doing? David. As for why we show DVD, it just typically I usually have a movie on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. You name it. We pretty much have it on every format. Jason and I pretty much grab whatever is most readily available next to us because our collections are so extensive that typically I'll walk in the room and if like I can spot, oh hey, here's a DVD copy of the movie that we're going to watch, I'll grab that one. Hey, here's the Blu-ray.
Or if I could tear the room apart to look for it, you know?
Exactly. So it's really just that. It's not really a preference. It's just whatever we find first.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll grab the VHS because it's right there, or sometimes I'll grab the Blu-ray because it's right there.
Now, sometimes when we're filming the video, that's something different. Like Joe will like to show one form of physical media, and I'll show a different one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll usually tell him, "Is like, well, what are you watching right now?" And he'll say Blu-ray. And I'll say, "Well, I'm still rocking the MGM DVD, so we know what we're going to show."
Mm.
So it's fun. I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean that's why for this first franchise Frenzy video, if you guys who watched it noticed, I even said it in the video because we did the same franchises. I wanted to show as many different editions as I possibly could.
Exactly.
I mean, and there's going to be a movie here and there where there really isn't any other edition. There's a movie
we even got away with it on the Boogeyman though.
But
that was a good one.
But one of the Bravo movies was Bug with Michael Shannon. That movie's only ever been released on DVD. It has no Blu-ray. Obviously, it was after VHS days, so we obviously had to both show the same DVD.
Wait a minute. Isn't Second Sight putting that out?
That one? I thought it was the other one.
You might be right.
Yeah, I think it's the old one.
I don't know. Okay.
Hell yeah, Rick.
Hey, Rick. What's up, buddy? Yeah, physical media, baby.
Yeah, Mark, we were talking about it the other day. Best Buy used to have an amazing section. I mean, just for horror alone, it had an amazing section, and now such a shame.
Yes. Yeah, David. Yeah, I remember that now. That was Shadow. That was it. The
Shadow Builder?
Shadow Builder. The Blu-ray had ghosts in them, like not real ghosts, but like ghosts in the background, and it was actually a flawed transfer.
Another example is the Deadly Spawn. The Deadly Spawn Blu-ray is
Yes,
apparently much worse than the DVD, which I have.
but it's worth a lot more because doesn't make sense. But yeah,
but it's actually getting put out again on Blu-ray soon, I believe.
I heard 4K.
4K, yeah, but I think it's 4K Blu-ray like combo. I think they finally cleaned it up.
Yeah, I love that movie too. Deadly Spawn.
Hell yeah,
so much fun.
Wow, that's cool, Ben. Yeah, Brandon. Yeah, I used to love. There's a lot of like old bookstores that closed down around me, like not like Barnes and Noble and the big ones, but I mean even Borders. I used to love Borders with the books and the DVD section back in the day.
Yeah.
I used to love Borders. I used to find so many. I mean, I could find a lot of Borders DVDs that were out of print for some reason. Borders would have them like longer than other stores for some reason. Like I would find like out of print Anchor Bay DVDs at Borders and stuff like that, and I miss going there. But yeah, a lot of independent bookstores, Brandon, have closed too around me for the same reason. You know, people just aren't doing it anymore. People are using their
I think online
and
killed them, the Kindle and all.
Yeah, Kindle and all that stuff. I mean, I love the smell of bookstores, opening up a book, that smell of the book, and hold it in my hand. I don't know.
It's different. I mean,
you know, listen, if people, I don't get me wrong, I have streaming services.
Yeah, me too.
But I've also said most of the time I use them for like TV shows, and most of the time it's shows that I have. Like for example, if I want to watch, I don't know, Modern Family, I own all of them on DVD already. I have all 11 seasons. But if I'm laying in bed at night and I want to fall asleep watching Modern Family, I'm not going to get up, put the DVD in. I'm going to just put it on in the background and fall asleep.
Makes sense.
You know, but I still own it because guess what? If it gets pulled off of streaming service, guess what? I can still watch it. So it's not that I don't have streaming services, but my thing is, it's the people who are like, streaming is the future, physical media is dead, and they're like all proud of it, and they're all excited that they want to just stream, and they're getting rid of their collections and this and that. I mean, one man's trash is another man's treasure, so fine, so be it. But don't let them fool you. I mean, you're still missing out on things. It's the same way there are still movies that are lost on VHS that still haven't even been put on DVD. So you're telling me every single movie ever is going to get put on streaming at some point? It's never going to happen. So I mean, we're not just talking about owning stuff. We're talking about film preservation in general. Like there are movies that will be lost forever if physical media is gone,
or forever altered.
Exactly, because they can change whatever they want in streaming.
Yep.
I mean, we've seen it already with things. So
yeah, it's gonna. I don't know. I mean, I understand that the generation coming up, that's what they do. They stream. They don't have like an extensive collection like we do. I get that. My daughter, she has a collection, you know, shelf maybe about, I don't know, maybe
like a normal like a normal person's.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. But you know, most of the stuff they stream. She was asking me about Cocaine Bear the other day, and you know, most of the stuff they stream. So
here's something I do that's really relevant to this conversation. When you and I watch a lot of movies, obviously for Bravo, for Controversial View, Positive, whatever, all the things that we do. Not every time, because sometimes there's certain things that I want to watch specifically, like I want to watch a new Blu-ray or whatever. But many times when we watch something, and you know this, I'll check if it's on streaming first.
Yes, you do.
Even though I know that I own it because I have it specifically because we won't do anything that we don't own. But I'll check it on streaming first just to see. Maybe I'll just put it on so I don't have to get up and go dig for my DVD or my Blu-ray. But the majority of the time, these movies aren't to be found on streaming. I can't even find them streaming anywhere. So
And we have had a couple instances where the time run has been different.
exactly. So we've either gotten shorter versions on streaming, or literally of all the streaming services, I mean, Amazon Prime, Hulu, HBO Max, Netflix, Peacock, Paramount, all these different streaming services, and none of them have a movie.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
what happens? Again, what happens when certain things get pulled? Like, I know for a while, you know, I'm in Saw groups on Facebook and stuff, and there are people who don't have physical copies, and they were watching them on Netflix, and then all of a sudden Netflix pulled all the Saw movies because they lost rights to them. And then there were people in the group saying, "Oh, what the hell? I was only on Saw 5. Now I can't watch the rest of them."
Right.
Well, guess what? Buy the box set. Go buy them on DVD individual or whatever, because
$10 for a
this is what
box set.
happens. I mean, I get their frustration because you're paying for Netflix too, but I mean, you're paying for what Netflix has. You're not paying for things that you want on Netflix.
Bingo.
You know?
Bingo. 100%.
Yeah, Ben, I hate that. I hate when I pay for a streaming service and I still have to watch ads. That pisses me off.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what my Netflix is. I've reduced the plan because I don't really watch Netflix a lot.
Yeah.
So I can handle it with ads, but you're still paying $7 a month. So I don't know.
That's my thing with it. So like, any of my plans, I don't have any ads on my streaming services. The only ones
Even
that I
Tubi?
do, well, that Tubi has ads no matter what. There's no real, like, you know, Tubi is a free one. I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
I have the Hulu plan that doesn't have ads. I have Netflix without ads, all that. But Paramount, it's supposed to be ad free, but there's always a friggin' ad before whatever it is that I watch starts.
Right.
And Peacock is the same way. So it's like, what? Why am I paying for it? I mean, like, why do you need ads if I'm paying for the service that doesn't have ads?
Yep.
I mean, at least with physical media, guess what? Even on VHS, you could fast forward through the commercials if you wanted to.
Yep.
On DVD, you can skip ahead. On Blu-ray,
Most of the time.
Yeah.
You know how pissed off I get when I
it's like these companies are getting so greedy. These companies are getting so greedy. Exactly, Ben. Like, Prime has ads too. I mean, how much more money does Amazon need?
Yes.
It's insane. You know, Tubi I get because Tubi's not charging you. Tubi's free. So
Yeah.
You know what? Expect to watch ads with Tubi because it's free. I understand that.
They have a better selection than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah, especially when it comes to horror, for sure.
Yeah. It's actually quite scary.
So I don't understand how people don't see that. I know the regular person who just likes movies every now and then, you know, not like your diehard movie fan like we are.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not a cinemaphile, I guess it was one of those things where it's like, oh, it's not streaming anywhere, so I'll just wait until it's streaming. Fine if you want to do that, but when I want to watch a movie, I want to watch a movie. Yeah. Like, again, and people say, oh, well, it's just like the video store days if the video store was out of a movie. Well, not me. Guess what? No. When a movie store was out of a movie, like a video store was out of a movie, I would go to another one. For most of the time. Or I'd be going a day or two later because chances are the person would have returned it by then.
Yeah. Oh God.
You know what I mean? I mean, it wasn't. So no, it's not like that.
Yeah. And your limitation was only what they have.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just don't get it. I miss the video stores too. I mean, granted, I'm saying your limitation was only what they had, but at least you get to hold it and take it home. I mean, geez.
Yep.
You know, it was weird. This is kind of odd and random, but you know what used to bother me about Blockbuster? Is the fact that when they would give you cases and you would take home movies, like especially VHS or DVD, they had the white, and I wanted to hold the artwork and read the artwork and read who the director and the producer was,
especially VHS, because I remember like the mom and pop video stores, like that was like ideal right there.
Yeah,
like getting them like that. I mean, some of them used to have the clear hard shell cases back in the day. They put the tape in, but that was like the big thing, was holding the box in your hand and having it. And But the problem is, people, you can't have nice things because of people spilling drinks on them and stuff and all
Well,
that.
they
So,
don't treat them. I
yeah.
mean, we had friends that used to let their kids handle them,
Oh, yeah. Can't.
and that's the wrong thing to do. I mean, not that it's just when you have something of someone else's, you should treat it with respect.
Yeah.
But that's a different conversation for a different day. But
Yep. Be kind, rewind, Mark.
yep. We used to have this race car. We used to have this race car
Rewinder?
video rewinder. Yep.
Yeah.
It was like a race car. I thought that was the neatest thing ever because, of course, growing up, we always rewound it in the VHS player.
Mm-hmm.
But my father got that, and I was like, "Holy shit, what a cool thing!"
They came out with those. Yeah, they came out with those to save your
Yes.
VHS wear and tear on your VHS. But the VHS rewinders are so bad for tapes.
Yeah.
because
they go twice as fast.
And because there's no sensor, like in a VCR, there'd be a sensor when you're getting close to the end, so it would slow down. The VHS rewinders didn't, so many tapes would snap because they would go so fast. The tape would snap right off the. So that's why many times you'd have video stores would have to repair the tape because people were putting them in rewinders.
I repaired many a tape.
Yep.
Many a tape.
That's why it would put all that stress on the tape and it would break.
Yep.
What a time. What a time that was.
Yeah, there were several different times. I mean, I used to love to go to Blockbuster, and of course, I was not one that used to go to the new release section. I used to go to the previously viewed section. Grab this and grab that and grab this because it was nice to be able to take it home and not have to give it back.
Mark, we were talking about that earlier before we went live, taping stuff off TV.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Another thing is too, it's like the VHS era may have been my favorite when it comes to physical media because
mine too.
When DVD came, like I look at stuff now. If I go to a thrift store, I have more luck finding VHS that's still in good condition than I do DVD. Many times, yeah, because DVD, they're either really scratched, discs are cracked, or DVDs are missing from the cases.
That's true. Yeah.
Like with VHS, like the tape's not missing because you're not just gonna have an empty box there. You know what I mean? It'd be a rare case for that to happen because, like with the DVD case, it's a lot easier to not see that the disc is missing because you have to open it up to find out. So, and also again, like a lot of them, there's like that disappointment when you open up a DVD case and it's like, oh, the disc is cracked or the disc isn't there, or the disc is scratched to hell. Like with VHS, you can throw that thing on the floor, you can throw it against the wall, you can run over your car. And chances are, worst case scenario, you take the tape out and you put it in another cassette, another cartridge.
Yeah, transplant.
And it would still be fine. I mean, think about all the things. So even if you had like static or tracking in a certain scene in the VHS, you could still watch the whole movie. DVD, if there's a scratch and it skips, that's it. You're done. You can't watch it. Many times it freezes up and you can't watch. So
yeah, we've had that happen.
At the end of the day, people talk about VHS and degrading and all that, but I feel like they've done a really good job standing the test of time.
I really haven't had much problem with VHS.
I haven't either. I mean,
there are a few
other than mold, which I clean anyway if I find mold on a tape.
Yeah.
Unless it's like extremely bad, but other than that, I mean, VHS they do pretty good. DVDs again. I mean, I understand the quality is different clearly, but it is one of the biggest frustrations. People just don't take care of their things. So I see so many DVDs at thrift stores, and it's like, who owns you? Like, what did they do to you? Like, it's like they took a fork and just ran it across the disc. Like, why did you do this?
I always said it looked like somebody took it out to the parking lot, skipped it across the parking lot.
Yeah, like why?
Looking ridiculous. Brandon, that's exactly what we used to do as well. When the cable went out, we'd pop in a VHS or a video disc, because I'm old, or a Betamax, or all those things were just so amazing. And let me just tell you, you showed the Betamax of the Phantasm. That was fucking awesome. Awesome.
Movie John commented on my video. You know how I mentioned I had it on like every physical media format available.
Yeah.
He commented. He put, "Do you have it on CED?" And I'm like, "I do.
Ah,
I sure do." I have Phantasm on Betamax, CED, Laserdisc, VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray.
Hell yeah.
So.
And that's, oh man, the CED video disc. You know, that's where I first saw Phantasm.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days, I'm going to find that CED and I'm going to buy it, and it's going to be mine. And I still won't have any way to play it, but I'll still have it.
I try to show the different formats when I can, like things like that. Like I knew the beta would be a cool one to show in the video, because when do you really see that? You know?
Yep.
Magnetic video, the Betamax tape. Yeah, David, we had Hollywood Video as well. Got a bunch of stuff from there back in the day.
Oh man, the first VHS I bought. Whew, Cobra, that's a good one. I honestly can't remember the first VHS I bought. I didn't buy a whole lot of VHS when I was younger, because my father and I used to copy movies just for our own enjoyment.
When you were younger, what were they all? Silent films?
Yes, they were. You didn't have to worry about sound in them in those days. But first movie we copied was, well, the first two movies we copied were Raiders of the Lost Ark and Night Shift with Henry Winkler. And I still might have that tape somewhere. I got to look. But first one I bought. Do you remember the first one you bought, Joe?
I don't, because I used to get a lot from the local video store, because like I said, he was a family friend.
Yeah.
So we would just get them for free from him, because VHS was really expensive. So
Cobra, that's awesome. Yeah, I saw that one in the theaters. I used to have that on
Heroic Waffles in the house. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Heroic Waffles? Yeah, he's another big collector. Mike is.
Yep.
So, I mean...
Yeah, David, those McDonald's tapes. I used to like those, too.
Yeah, they were cool. What were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Were they Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Yep.
What were the McDonald's ones? Were they the...
Burger King had Ninja Turtles, too. The cartoons.
Ah, okay.
There was 4 Burger King tapes as well from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. McDonald's had Batman. They had Back to the Future. They had Ghost. They had Addams Family.
Nice.
Yeah, they had some cool movies. Yeah.
And you could get movies from Box Tops on Kellogg's.
Yes.
I did a bunch of them. I still have them too in the little slips.
Wayne's World, Dave. That was another one.
Yep.
Yeah, the McDonald's cartoon tapes. I have a bunch of those with Ronald McDonald and the gang. The cartoons.
I have one. It's a lenticular cover.
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 of those. I have them. It's like Ronald McDonald and Grimace and Hamburglar and all them.
People don't even know who they are anymore.
Yep.
A lot of the kids don't.
Ronald McDonald got canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Snapper cases, Mark.
Yep, Snapper cases. The jewel cases for the DVDs.
The CD jewel cases shoved inside a box. Remember that?
Yeah.
Pretty funny how it's almost like they didn't know how to package DVDs when they first came out. They tried a few different things.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
First DVD, I do remember my first DVD though, and that was Planet of the Apes, the one with Mark Wahlberg. Because I bought a DVD player, and my first one, because I wasn't really sold on DVD at first. I knew you weren't either, Jim.
I wasn't either. It took me a while.
So I was like, fuck it, I'll just buy one. And we ended up buying a DVD player, and it had a rebate where when you sent it in with the receipt, or I think they sent the receipt back, or a copy of the receipt, you would get a DVD. It was a 2-disc DVD, Planet of the Apes. And that was my first DVD.
Yeah, Ben, Ronald was canceled because there were people like dressing up as clowns and jumping out at people and wielding weapons and stuff like that. So McDonald's decided to get rid of Ronald. They said he was taking a hiatus. It was like a while back. I think it was like 2016.
He's on a desert island with Grimace and the Hamburglar. And
he's in Mac and Me. He's dancing still in Mac and Me. Well, you never saw Mac. You never saw Mac.
I haven't. Don't ruin it.
The
Don't
McDonald's
ruin
dance.
it. Somebody said something on one of my videos about Mac and Me.
Yeah, Hector.
Ah,
Hector mentioned it about being one of the most hated movies.
Oh,
yes. What?
was it about a little boy and a robot?
No, it's about a little boy and an alien. It was like a knockoff ET.
Oh, I haven't seen that then.
Well, guess what? We're going to be watching it.
Pretty soon.
Yep. I really want to do that one because I've never seen it and it looks like fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
The movie's sponsored by McDonald's, so it was like one big McDonald's commercial.
Are you kidding?
I'm not. They literally dance in McDonald's.
Wow.
And the special features on the the trailers. There was a trailer with Mac and Ronald McDonald in the trailer.
Let me look on my
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I got it here. So I think I pulled that for us to do soon.
Hey, JK. Yeah, we were going to do it soon. Do you have the MGM DVD?
I'm not sure what I got, to be honest. I've never really looked at it too much.
It's either that or the Scream Factory. MGM, right?
They put it out?
Yeah, Shout Factory, yeah.
No shit. I got the MGM DVD.
Yeah.
Out of This World and Into Your Heart. Intergalactic fun for the whole family. Looks like fun. Mac and Me.
You have a different cover, so that's good.
I do?
Actually, I was going to show my tape anyway. I'll show the VHS. Ben, let's see. My first DVD was The Fast and the Furious and Halloween Extended. I got those on the same day.
Now, was that when Halloween Extended first came out? No, it couldn't have been.
Maybe around. That one came out later than the DVD. I'm saying it came out around that time.
Because I remember when the tape came out, and I bought same time the tape came out, I bought Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Nice.
So and I wanted to go back and get the extended version of Halloween.
Yeah, David, he always does that. Paul Rudd with Mac and Me.
Yeah, I've never seen this. I'm really looking forward to watching this. It's kind of scratched up. Oh well. Hopefully I'll get through it. If not, I'm sure it's on some kind of streaming platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
See? DVD scratched up. You got it at a thrift store, right? Yeah, but
I don't remember where I got it, to be honest with you.
If it was VHS, you wouldn't have to worry.
Do you know why I got it?
Why?
Because when we were on the Super Slash Brothers one time, I think it was you and Brad were talking about Mac and Me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never seen that one. And like the next time I went out to a thrift store, I found it. And I think I showed you a picture of it.
It's pretty uncommon.
Son of a bitch.
It's pretty uncommon too. You don't really see it out often. Yeah.
Is the Shout Factory one still in print?
I think so, yeah.
Nice. Was the X-Men the first one? Yeah. Because I remember I went back to get the X-Men 1.5. I don't remember what was different about it, but I think I still have both of them.
The 0.5, of course.
The 0.5, yeah. I got that from Blockbuster. Previously viewed. I'll never forget those days. That's why I try to keep, like when I have something in a Blockbuster case, I try to keep them in the Blockbuster case because eventually they're going to be extinct.
Yeah, I mean, and there are people who collect those, so.
Really?
Yeah.
I should have left the stickers on all of them. I'm a bit of an asshole about the stickers. I tend to take all the stickers off and everything. So
there are certain Blockbuster VHS, like in the Blockbuster clamshell case with that, with the white insert. There are certain VHS that are like highly sought after. Like
really?
Scream, for example, like it's like super expensive to have the Blockbuster one. I don't know why.
Wow. Do you have it?
No, because it's the same fucking tape. I have the tape. It's just the tape in the case. Okay. Like I don't even go that far with it. If I saw it somewhere, I would get it just because it's cool.
Because we're assholes.
I'm not gonna pay money online like people are paying for it. You know what I mean? Like it's all they printed out a freaking piece of paper and put Scream on it, with the Blockbuster logo. Like,
So that store that you go to that you went to today,
yeah.
do they have VHS there as well?
Some, yeah. I actually went through a couple boxes today. It wasn't anything special though.
I'm still looking for that Scream with the cover.
Oh yeah,
The any of them. I don't even care at this point.
Yeah, the director's cut.
Yeah.
Just a regular Scream movie?
Yeah, the regular Scream movie. But what they did was, and you can even look it up on eBay. They put the actors' pictures on there. Like they have one of Courtney Cox, Nev Campbell, Drew Barrymore.
That's those three.
Yeah, those three. And those are most likely, Joe says, director's cuts where they have
no, those are director's cuts, no matter what. The other one that I have with the cast logo with the little.
Oh, that's right, with the red thing on there.
Some of those are director's cuts, some of those aren't. But the three face covers are director's cuts, no matter what.
Yeah, I gotta look for them some more. I always look for them when I go to my friend's store. I'm not sure if he knows what they are though.
Those three, and then the laser disc were the only director's cut release of Scream. That's the only way to get the director's cut. Like I said, it's the cast cover. The other one is, like I said, sometimes it's 50-50. You might get it, you might not. Director's cut.
I'd like to have one of the
but the face ones, ones you're guaranteed is director's cut. That's why I'm saying.
Because it's different, and I like that for some reason. Like the regular one is okay, but the face cover, I like the colors and the
blue,
the blue and the red, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, Ben, exactly. I have that VHS of the Dream Child. It's the only way to get the uncensored one. It's ridiculous.
VHS or Laserdisc? Yeah, I'm looking for that as well.
It's crazy. It's like, and they're like, oh, they lost the footage for it. Well, just transfer it from the VHS at this point on DVD. Like, how many other companies have done that? They've taken like a little bit crappier quality and they just added into the movie for a DVD or Blu-ray release.
That's what Synapse did.
Why not just do that for Elm Street 5? But I say that, who knows? We might get that in like the box set that Scream Factory will probably inevitably do.
Maybe. Trying to figure out when I should order Thanksgiving.
Order it. You should walk in Walmart so they keep selling physical media, and you should get it. And you can have it on Tuesday.
I'm ordering it from Amazon.
Hey, you see, you're part of the problem. That's it.
Part of the problem?
Well, yeah, because that's why a lot of these stores stop selling physical media too, because Amazon's killing them.
Yeah, I know.
That's one that I want to like walk in Walmart and get on Tuesday. I just want to have it that day.
I probably won't have it that day, but that's all right. I can wait an extra day. And you'll have to wait an extra day to watch it.
Nope, I'm watching it that day.
No, you're not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. David, let's see. Yeah, me too, Mark, is what we're saying. I'm really looking forward to Thanksgiving on Tuesday. David, does price is price a factor? Yeah, I mean, price definitely is a factor. Yeah, I mean, especially with upgrades. If I already have a movie, I'm getting a lot better, and Jason is too. We're trying to like inspire each other to be a lot better about not buying stuff that we already have, unless it's like absolutely necessary. Like we were talking about, like Funeral Home. Funeral Home has always had a crappy, crappy copy of it on VHS and DVD, so that would be something worth upgrading. But other movies, it's like we upgrade so many movies. Like, why do we keep doing it? Yeah, Mark, me too. Walmart first thing Tuesday, getting Thanksgiving.
First thing. Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
I get excited about that stuff. There's certain movies like that where it's like that's what I used to do on Tuesdays. Like I could not wait to go and get certain movies. And
can you imagine that being taken away altogether?
That's why I want to enjoy it as long as I can. That's why I'm saying I'm going to Walmart for it.
Yeah.
Like because there might come a day where we can't do it.
That's if they put it on the shelf.
No, my Walmart's pretty good with that. The one over here is.
Jay, super awesome. Hey, Jack. How you doing, buddy? How you been? I was going to message you. I was talking to Slim the other day, and I was going to message you. And we're talking about slasher movies.
Oh, Evil Dead Rise, Brandon. Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah. But that's okay. I'm glad, I am glad that people like that movie.
Oh no, I like as another perfect example though, because people always say, "Oh, you guys like everything." Well, guess what? I'm a huge Evil Dead fan, and I did not like Evil Dead Rise. So there's one.
Wait a minute. What's an underrated film?
Slayer.
Slayer.
Slayer. When I hear that, I think of Halo. Slayer.
I'll have to look that up. Is it a newer film, an older film?
Slayer?
Yeah. The only Slayer I know is the one from Anchor Bay.
The Anchor Bay one is the only one I know, yeah.
Yeah. But they very well could have made a new one.
The one with Casper Van Dien, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah, but that's not that's like a vampire film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said,
I think it was like a Sci-Fi Channel movie.
Oh, he said underrated film, so yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's probably that one. He said 1981.
Ooh. Oh. Arrow put it out. Jesus, where's my head?
Oh, the Slayer.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I have the Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good movie. I was glad that came out. You know what always reminds me of the Slayer for some reason? Mausoleum. I don't know why, but it does.
Interesting.
It's some kind of association, and I haven't figured out what that association is yet.
I have not yet, Jack. I have not seen Founders Day. Brandon.
Ooh, Founders Day.
Here we go, Jason. You ready to back me up with this? Because I know you have the same feelings about it.
About what?
Because you're asking, Brandon, and notice that we did not post reviews of the movie because again, we don't like to really talk negatively about a movie. This is why I didn't like Evil Dead Rise. So I love the opening of Evil Dead Rise. I love the potential that the movie had because there's some great stuff in it. Here's my thing, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but you know what? Everybody else says their piece, so I'm going to say mine here. Everybody's always talking about representation and what's fair and what's not and this and that, all right? Evil Dead is a movie I grew up loving as a boy watching horror. Don't get me wrong, I loved Halloween and Friday the 13th, especially Friday the 13th Part 2. I love Final Girls, don't get me wrong. But there were very few horror movies that had final guys.
Yeah.
You had Phantasm, my favorite. Evil Dead, another one of my favorites.
Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
But not only that, Evil Dead literally built their franchise around this strong male character, Ash.
Yep.
So for Evil Dead Rise, listen, it's fine if they wanted to make the aunt the strong female lead. I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is the one main male character they have in the movie isn't the typical strong male. I have nothing against the actor, actress. Again, not trying to misgender the person, but that's my point, is that the one male role that they really wrote into it, they didn't even cast an Ash-like person in a movie franchise that is so heavily focused on that type of character.
Even the series too had Ash.
If we're talking about representation, that's fine. Have all the representation you want, but there shouldn't be representation for one group in lieu of representation for another.
Yes.
So you don't have to take out the strong male presence to represent another demographic.
Yeah.
That was one of the big problems I had with it. And that might sound shallow or whatever, but that's my personal opinion.
Because I feel the same way.
Because of the way that franchise is. It's so strongly based around Ash. So to literally change it that dramatically, that drastically. Yep. Again, you can still have your representation in there, but to use that representation in place of, I mean, how does I just don't get, like, if people watch a movie and say, "Oh, I don't feel represented in this movie," and they get all offended. Okay, I understand that. But why is it okay when I can watch a movie and say, "Well, I don't feel represented in this"?
Right.
I didn't watch. You know what I mean? I don't watch that. I feel more representation in movies that are more feminist than Evil Dead Rise. I mean, it's just. I felt more represented watching Barbie. No joke, no joke. I felt more represented watching Ryan Gosling play Ken in the Barbie movie than I felt represented in Evil Dead Rise. That's a problem.
Well, it wasn't only that too, but that was my main problem with the movie. But there was another problem with the weak storyline. I thought it had a really weak story compared to
Exactly,
like,
Jack. Yeah. No, I agree, Jay. I agree. Yeah, it's true. I mean, but even then, I would have been okay with it because it was built up
yeah,
to be Evil Dead in a high rise, and it was like, yeah, this is cool. This is a cool idea. But again, I felt like it was a little too. Like, was that necessary? Truthfully, was it?
yeah.
I mean,
Well, if the shoe was
listen.
on the other foot, and then you have to always look at both sides of the coin. If the shoe
Mhm.
was on the other foot, that demographic would be complaining.
Yep.
So
And,
there
and
you go.
and here's the thing: you have the 3 kids in the movie. Okay, 3 kids.
Yeah.
You have 2 daughters, and again, nothing against this character, nothing against this person, this actor, actress, whatever. But you already have 2 daughters in the movie.
And the
Why
mom.
why could and the aunt?
Yeah, the
Why
aunt.
couldn't you make the son the typical strong male Ash-like character to have that type of representation in the movie?
Or at least to
Instead,
link it to the others.
they wanted to have a different type of representation. So if that's the case, fine, leave that character, but why not make one of the other 2 daughters a male character?
I have Jack. I saw that one.
I just don't understand, and it's like people kind of and like you said, I'm glad people like it because I mean it's Evil Dead. I
Yeah,
love that
I'm glad people
franchise.
like it.
This is again another one of those movies like you and I were talking about earlier. I wanted to love this movie I was so hyped for Evil Dead Rise.
Me too.
So hyped. I could not wait to watch it, and then I was like, you got to be kidding. And I'm surprised there aren't more people who are seeing it the same. I mean, there are people who are. People are saying the same thing that I am.
Well, the
There are.
problem is when you say stuff like that out loud, you get canceled. Whether you have a reason for it or not, and that's
But
the same
it's not
thing
an
with
insult.
you. It's the same thing with me because I
I'm
feel
not
the
saying
exact same way.
I'm not saying take that character out. I'm
Right.
saying why have that character in place of another character? You could have just changed one of the other daughters then, or change the aunt to an uncle, or change the mom to a dad, or whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, why should I have to give up my representation for somebody else's? Why can't we all be represented?
Yeah.
If that's what everybody's preaching, representation of all, until it doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
And again, I wouldn't care if it was a different movie.
Jack.
I wouldn't care if it's a different movie. We're talking about Evil Dead, which is a franchise based around the strong male lead. So to completely remove that element entirely is very bizarre to me.
I do too. I want more Evil Dead because the Ash versus the Evil Dead I thought was a. I still don't understand why people don't talk about it as much as I think they should because it was great. It was basically like getting little half-hour increments of Evil Dead.
Yeah. Like I
And then
said,
we got
David,
Evil Dead Rise. See, here's another problem I have with it. Not only the representation, because I have that problem as well. It's not just Joe; it's me as well. But here you have Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness. You have the remake, which they were going for something a little different there. But then you have Ash versus Evil Dead. So the entire thing is based around Ash or a strong male character, just like Joe said. Why change it up now? It felt like there was nothing connecting it to the original Evil Dead other than the book. You know? That's just how it felt to me.
no, I agree, and I agree with that too. And David, just to say what you were saying, I have nothing against that person. I really don't, like at all. I don't. And like
No,
I said, I'm not saying take the character out, but I'm
I
saying
think it
why
did
have it?
okay.
Why
Go
have
ahead.
the character in lieu of and
Right.
here's an example. When we watched the Suspiria remake, all right, I
Yes.
didn't go into that movie looking for a strong male lead because why would I? Because the
Right.
movie isn't about that. Whereas
Right.
Evil Dead is a franchise built around that. So I didn't watch Suspiria and think, oh, I don't feel represented because I didn't expect to. But when
Right.
I go into an Evil Dead movie, of course I'm
Yeah.
going to expect that type of representation. Like that would be like them making Phantasm now and not having any strong male characters. I mean, that's a franchise
see,
built
yeah,
around these three male friends that are, you know what I mean? I mean, well, you know, two brothers and their best male friend. So to change that would be like, what the hell are you doing? It's the same issue people had with like the Ghostbusters, which now I loved. I had a lot of fun with the Ghostbusters remake with the women.
yeah,
We had a lot of fun with it. But there are still strong male characters in the movie.
yeah. Well,
Like,
except
no,
for
but I
Chris
mean,
Hemsworth.
but there are male characters in it.
Yeah,
Evil Dead Rise, the male characters in it were either jerks, killed off pretty quickly, and that was it. It was like, are you kidding? Like, this is Evil Dead. How do you not have a strong, even if he's a side character, how do you not have a strong male side character? That's crazy to me. Like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not just the representation, it's the representation in that specific movie. Like, if I'm watching Suspiria, I don't care because I don't expect that.
you know it's weird, and we've talked. You and I talked about this at length about Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Um, you know, it's legitimately my favorite. Not giving any way for franchise frenzy, but it is my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and it gave me someone to, like you said about Ash.
Mm.
I looked up to Jesse.
Yeah.
I thought he was cool. I didn't see things that other people saw in that movie to tear it to pieces
Oh, exactly.
because we weren't programmed like that,
Exactly.
like they are today.
David, Hellraiser, I had no problem with Pinhead because in the books, it's not really a male or female. It's just a
Right,
Cenobite. We don't
right.
know. And I think she did a great job with the
Yeah,
role. I think she was awesome. I really do. But my point is again with I don't look at Hellraiser and think this Hellraiser is built around a strong male lead because
that's true.
I think of Kirsty.
Final
I think,
girl. Yep.
yeah, it's a final girl. So again, I'm not looking for that in Hellraiser, and even though they had male characters in it anyway. With
Yeah.
again, it's just it's more specific to Evil Dead. It would be the same way with like Phantasm, these movies that were built around these strong male characters. So that would be like taking something that was like really strong female led movie and then completely changing it to all males. You know, people were gonna bitch. People are going to say, "Oh, this was a strong female lead, and now they changed it to a male." People are going to be like, "Oh, like we need more males in the roles." And what's the difference? Like,
No.
I don't think anything should be changed like that. I mean, I wouldn't want to see like, I don't know, I wouldn't want to see Charlie's Angels made with an all male cast because it's not Charlie's Angels. Then you know what I mean?
Plus,
It
it was
goes both ways.
distracting.
It goes both ways.
It was distracting for me. I just read Jack's statement about how he watched it and didn't think about that one way or the other. But see, I didn't know anything about it, and I watched it. And I remember talking to you about it when I watched it over at my daughter's house,
Hmm.
and it was very distracting to me because something wasn't right.
Yeah,
Something felt off about it.
it does. It doesn't feel. It doesn't have that energy that. And again,
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be Ash. All right, like Ben just brought up the other Evil Dead, the Evil Dead 4. I know everybody calls it the remake, but it was, you know, intended to be part 4. Evil Dead
really.
2013.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
again, it was,
that.
yeah, we talked about that. It was supposed to be, that's why it was supposed to be a crossover.
Oh,
Mia and Ash were supposed to meet up in part 5, and that's why you have the Ash cameo at the end where he says groovy. So when people say it's a remake, it's like, well, they can't cross over if it's a remake. But anyway,
well, let me ask you a question then. Why did we get Evil Dead Rise instead of the Ash crossover?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Huh.
I know Bruce Campbell said he didn't want to do it anymore. Didn't want to do any more
Oh,
appearances
come
as Ash.
on, man.
But anyway, to get to what Ben asked, what about that one? I still like that one. It's still not my favorite, but I like it. It goes more along the lines with the first 3 for me because it feels like an Evil Dead movie. It feels like an Evil Dead movie, and they made
It does.
obviously Mia is the main character, but it wasn't just her. I mean, you had these other characters surrounding her, the brother and stuff like that. So I was fine with the way they handled that one. I feel
Yeah.
like Evil Dead Rise was way, way too much girl power, and there's nothing wrong with
Just
a
seemed
girl
too
power
agenda
movie.
driven to me.
There's nothing wrong with the girl power movie, but why does it have to be Evil Dead? Like, do
Just
your own thing then.
yeah. It seemed very agenda driven to me. But
I
that's
mean,
just me.
exactly. I mean, exactly. It would be
And I
like
don't like movies like that. I just
it's
don't.
like when people change comic characters or other characters
I don't like
to.
that either.
It would be like changing James Bond to a female character.
Yep.
Like, just make a different character. Like, it doesn't have to be James Bond.
Yeah.
Or it would be like casting Tom Cruise as Black Panther, or vice versa. You know, casting Batman, casting Idris Elba as Batman or something. You know what I mean? Like, no, just make a different. There are other characters for these people to play. You know, like you're not going to cast. You know, Christopher Reeve didn't play Supergirl; he played Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just things like that. It's like when it goes one way, people are fine with it. When it goes the other, it's like, no big deal.
Yeah.
But this was one of those rare cases where I was like, what the hell? And there aren't that many, but for this one, it did stick out for me.
Oh, that's cool. I would love to meet Doug Bradley.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree with you, David. Even though I like that movie, but it was weird seeing him replaced. And I still kind of think they were testing that out to see if it would work.
Oh, absolutely. Of course they are.
So,
but again, just give him like a partner. Have it be like it doesn't have to be like that. Why does it have to take over?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't. Everything is about
Blade.
It's all this representation, but it's also like like I said, in lieu of. That was my point. You don't have to replace somebody else's representation to get other representation in there. Especially in a cast of characters in Evil Dead Rise. Again, you have 5 main characters. If you include the mom, you got 5 main characters in there. And you don't have your one typical alpha male character.
It just felt off to me. The whole movie felt off.
Again, in a franchise based around an alpha male character, it's like crazy. Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I want to see that big time, Dan. And I think they're releasing it again around me. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a chance to, but I would like to see it, especially after hearing your Godzilla Minus Zero.
Oh, yeah. Ben, I heard something about that with Blade. That's crazy. See? It's like,
with what?
Because Blade, they were going to build it around like the female characters and have Blade be a secondary character.
Well, what would the female characters be?
Who knows? Just annoying.
I don't remember. I remember like female vampires in the Blade comic books, but I don't remember any female characters in the. Unless they, I don't know, whatever. They're going to do whatever they want anyway. It's Disney.
Yep.
Godzilla -1, minus color. You heard about that, right? Right, Joe?
Yeah.
I want to see that. Hopefully, we were talking about it last week. Hopefully, they will. Well, physical media is still around then. Hopefully, they'll have like a DVD or a Blu-ray with the two. Thank you, hon. They'll have a Blu-ray with both cuts of the film on there. If not, I guess you can just turn off your color. But apparently, the guy who did the film, the minus color or whatever, did it special. Like he highlighted certain parts of the black and white to make it stand out.
Screw the black and white. What I want is a poorly dubbed version. That's what I want. I want a poorly dubbed version. That's what they should have done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with that. The Deadite mom and Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a lot of really good horror last year. That was just one that I didn't particularly care for too much. That's basically what it boils down to.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody likes some stuff. People don't like other stuff. Prey.
Love Prey. Prey was awesome.
Ah, yes. And we're getting another one, apparently.
Not in time for franchise frenzy, though.
No, unfortunately. But it's all right.
No, it's not. Cancel franchise frenzy.
Well, we are getting another Final Destination. You know when that's coming out, Joe?
I think next year.
Oh, you mean next year, like 2025?
Yeah. So that won't
Yeah.
make it either.
Nah. Oh well. Man, it's been so much fun watching all these older sequel movies, and Joe and I have had a blast with it.
Yep.
Has anybody seen It's a Wonderful Knife? I have not. I don't have Shudder. I'm hoping that they'll release it on some kind of physical media.
Shutter
Hopefully.
usually does so.
They normally do. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. They do. I was just glad they released Dark Sunglasses, because I have everything by Argento. I didn't want to not have one thing. I even have fucking TV shows with Argento. So that was my last. Actually, my last one was the one that Severin released. 5 days. The last 5 days. 5 days. I don't know, something like that. It wasn't that good though.
Yeah, Brandon, Megan's not going to be in our ranking because Megan is technically a 2022 film, so that's one of
Yeah.
them. Megan, Skinamarink are both 2022, so they
Also-
won't be in the ranking. Megan, believe it or not, I've watched Megan like 4 times because I watched it when it first came out. I watched it with Jason. I watched it with my son.
Yep.
So and then I watched it when I first got the Blu-ray with the uncut version to the unrated version. But I think I watched that movie like 4 times. I don't love it, but I liked it. It just it didn't blow me away like some people loved it, but it was all right.
I think that if it would have come out before the Child's Play remake, we would have liked it more. And I'm not saying that because I'm not comparing movies, because I know we tend not to do that.
It was very much a ripoff. I mean, it was very much a ripoff of the remake.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to watching it again.
Megan?
Yeah. We're going to have to.
It's a fun movie. I mean,
yeah, we're going to have to.
We're not doing it. Well, no, we're not doing it for anything, are we?
Yeah. What? Science, right? No.
Yes.
Okay.
So, man.
Oh, I thought.
Yep.
See, you're always telling me I'm old and I'm crazy. So.
Yeah, Megan, it was fun. Like I said.
Jack. Remake was the worst movie I've ever seen. Period. It was rough. It was rough for us. It just wasn't for me.
Not the worst, but it wasn't a favorite.
Yeah. I think it would have, and this is just, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with this, but it's just my personal opinion. And I think I talked to you about it too, Joe, or we talked about it together. I think that would have served better as a short film.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a short film, at the very most, like an 80-minute movie, at the very most.
No, it's still too long.
At the very most. I'm just saying,
No,
if you want to make it a feature-length movie, though,
keep going down.
No, I think I would have been okay with 80, to be honest.
I'd have been all right with 40. I could have 40 might have been overstaying its welcome a little bit.
I think they could have done more with that time frame. With just so much of it is just nothing.
And it's still hard to see some of the stuff. Now, there are other movies, which we'll be touching on soon, that are hard to see certain things. So stay tuned to Controversial View, because we'll be doing one. Is it next week? Or is it the end of the month? I can't remember.
What's that?
The one that's hard to see.
Hard to see.
Yeah. I'm going to give it away.
Hard to see. That's like a lot of movies that we do.
That one.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. So stay tuned for Tuesday, because that's coming up.
Yeah.
Damn, I did good this time. I did good. I did real good, except for the one. Okay. I'm all right.
Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I love Brandon. We watched it recently for Franchise Frenzy.
Yep.
Love it. I love that movie. I don't care what anybody says.
Stop. It's the worst. You don't have to be nice all the time.
It's I dislike Black Christmas 2019 more than I dislike Skinamarink.
Yeah, me too. 100%.
Although I do not like Black Christmas 2019.
I don't like it either, but let me tell you what, I was more entertained by Black Christmas than I was by Skinamarink.
Yeah, But if I had to choose between the two movies, I
Yeah.
would watch Skinamarink before I watch Black Christmas.
Me too. I just fall asleep to it. That's all.
Yeah.
I just put it on and
Ben,
you know what really sucks too? You know what the worst part is?
What?
You don't get a whole lot of TV spots or trailers that really get to you anymore. It's
Yeah.
like people forgot how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I was talking about that on one of our things coming up. But you know, ones like It's Alive and Suspiria and the Amityville Horror, and you know, the list just goes on and on and on of things that really creep you out when you're younger in order to promote a movie.
Yeah.
Skinamarink had that.
Yeah.
It was so freaking creepy.
Well, they showed all the good stuff in the trailer.
Yeah,
Ben,
I was
and
just
we actually watched the Cube remake last night, and it's on a 3 movie pack with the Outwaters and whatever the other one is. Creepypasta.
Creepypasta, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I didn't watch the Outwaters yet, but it's on there. I'm saying
Did you watch Creepypasta?
I only watched Cube so far on there.
I was like, you better not have.
Cube's the only one.
The Outwaters is supposed to be good, but I've heard a lot of mixed things. So,
David, which Silent Night are you talking about? Silent Night.
yes, Magic. That was it.
Oh, you don't like Magic?
Completely terrified me. Completely terrified me.
Yeah.
They just don't do that anymore with a lot of the stuff. Now it's too much like. Look, okay. The It's Alive TV spot was not in the film. The Magic TV spot was not in the film.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's disappointing to some people, but it kind of sets a mood that you don't get when you just show stuff from the film with no context. I mean, I understand it's supposed to get you into the theaters, but let me tell you what, after I saw the Magic thing, I was terrified and obsessed.
I will say this. I am as much as I hated it at the time, I really think it's a cool part of trailer history now is the Black Christmas 2006 trailer. Because in the Black Christmas 2006 trailer, there was literally characters not in the movie, getting killed in ways that did not occur in the movie.
How'd you get away with that?
The trailer wasn't even of Black Christmas 2006. So at the time, people were pissed because they're like, this isn't what we saw in the trailers. But now, looking back at it, it's kind of cool because it's like, it's almost like its own little short film. And it's like this weird part of trailer history.
Oh, I got to see this now.
Pretty cool,
I probably have, but is it the spot or the trailer itself?
Not on the DVD, if that's what you're thinking.
I could probably look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
I also have the overseas Blu-ray of Black Christmas because I got the theatrical version. Yeah.
Oh, that. Yeah. That's the Canadian one.
German, Canadian. I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah. Well, you said overseas. I was like, we're not over any seas to go to Canada. Just over the border. Probably the Canadian Blu-ray.
Where's Canada now? No, I'm kidding. What's that? Shoot too much in the trailer.
Ben, that 3-pack I actually found in the thrift store, but I know Walmart had it at one point, and then I think Jason got it on Amazon.
Yes.
Oh yeah, see, Mark's Walmart has it too. He said 3-pack at Walmart.
Yeah. Now, Vinegar Syndrome released Outwaters as well.
Yep.
And like I said, I've heard mixed things. I've heard it's boring. Imagine that.
Ben just said it's Skinamarink in the daylight.
No. No.
Yeah.
Well, let's just put it this way, not to give anything away for Franchise Frenzy, because we're not giving away our ranking, but I really like Cube. And Cube got a shitty rating as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cube got a real shitty rating. It's a shame. What you eating, man?
A piece of pizza.
Really? Did it get hard again?
No, it's fine. It was easier than eating it when it was really hot.
That's what she said.
Really?
So, yeah, I love Black Christmas too. Always did. I mean, The whole Billy thing, did we really need more of the story? Probably not, but it was fun to watch.
It was fun. It's just
It was fun.
it's a fun slasher. It's really Christmassy, like it's very festive.
Hell yeah.
You know, I like the girls in that one. Like the cast is good. It's a
Oh
fun
yeah.
slasher.
What's her name from Party of Fives in that?
Gretchen Wieners from Mean Girls.
Huh? Gretchen Wieners.
Lacey Chabert.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Lacey
Gretchen
Chabert.
Gretchen Wieners in Mean Girls.
Ah, I got one for you, Joe. Did you know that there was a Mean Girls 2? Not the new one.
You're telling me like I didn't tell you that a long time ago, and you were like, "I don't have it though. We can't do it."
I don't have it. I just looked it up today. I guess I forgot that you told me.
I wanted to do that one. I found it at a thrift store. I was like, "We can do it," and you're like, "No, we don't. I don't have it." So then I just never picked it up. Oh, Ben.
Late shift.
He didn't like the twist in the new Cube.
Really?
I know. Me and Jason were both like, "Hell yeah, that was awesome."
You know, it's different from the original, of course, but I liked. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but I do like that kind of aspect. That the reason why she was there. I'll just leave it like that because you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Joe knows what I'm talking about.
Jack,
that was very clever.
Jack wants to know how we decided what franchises to include and what not to include. Listen, we included.
How much time you got, Jack?
We ended up doing 60, and truthfully, we probably should have done like 65 or 70 because there's still more that we were like, damn, we should have done this, and damn, we should have done this.
Let me give Jack the Cliff's Notes version.
Okay.
When we originally did this, and I'm going to go fast, we decided we were going to do 50 franchises. Then I was like, oh man, went up to 55. Then it went down to 40. Then it went down to 35. Then it went down to 30, and we eventually landed on 20. We landed on 20 for 2 days. We went a whole 2 days at 20 franchises.
And then we went to 24.
Then we went to, no.
Yep.
Yeah, we did. We went to 24 because of 2024.
Yep.
Then we went to 30. Then we went to 35. Then we were just like saying, the hell with it. Why don't we just go back up to 50? I don't think we even reached 40. No. And then it was something that pissed us off. So it made us decide to do 60. And after we were done figuring out our 60 franchises, we were like, we could do 65. and then Joe's like, Sharknado. I was like, shit. Or no, you were like, damn it. And then what were some of the other ones?
Stepfather.
Yes, Stepfather. Yeah, that's another one that I wish we would have done.
We could have done Stepfather, Resident Evil.
Yes.
Now we could have done the Stepford Wives now.
Yeah.
That would have been a cool one.
I got to talk to you about that later.
So yeah, we probably could have done 65 to 70 and really finally been satisfied, but 60 it is.
Yeah.
We committed.
And as far as like picking which ones we had, it was kind of what came into our mind at first. The only thing that we replaced several times, and I might as well just say it, we were going to do the Toxic Avenger, but the problem that we had was that there's supposed to be a new Toxic Avenger coming out this year.
Well, yeah, it premiered last year. Yeah.
Right. And we're not sure when it's coming out so that we can actually do it. So we just decided to scrap the Toxic Avenger. And what did we bring in? What was the thing that we brought in? What was the last one? Species, yes. Yep. We decided to replace the Toxic Avenger with Species.
Mark, I have not seen Nefarious yet. I do have it, haven't watched it. David, as the Dentist, we only include franchises, so 4 movies or more. So the Dentist only has 2 movies. So that's why we didn't include that one. We only franchises we considered they had to have at least 4 movies, whether they be sequels, prequels, remakes. As long as there are 4 movies from the same franchise, they could be considered, part of Franchise Frenzy. I mean, we went from 4 movie franchises all the way up to a 16 movie franchise with Witchcraft. So everything in between.
So 16 months is a year and 4 months. So,
but we're not going to go all the way to 16. We're probably going to end it probably the end of the year because remember we said we're going to probably do our 12, 13, 14, 15 all together.
Yeah,
because there's only going to be a couple movies in each.
Yeah.
So Yeah, Nukem High franchise. We didn't do those. Ben, that was one
No, thought about it though.
we thought about it. Yeah, there was some that we definitely considered that we were just like, eh.
We thought about doing Trancers. That's another
Trust
one
me,
we could
there's
have
some that we're
done.
doing that we're like, we shouldn't have done this.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this is what it is. Piranha was one of the last ones we decided on too. That's fun.
And The Hills Have Eyes.
Hills of Eyes. Yep.
Man, we had a good time with this.
David actually, Amityville actually only has 11 canon movies in the franchise. So Amityville actually stays at 11, and then which means Friday the 13th, Halloween, Puppet Master, Camp
Witchcraft.
Blood,
Yeah.
and Witchcraft all have more movies than Amityville does in its canon. But yeah, I believe Witchcraft is probably the biggest right now at 16.
Yeah. Puppet Master is really close.
Yeah, Puppet Master will probably have 16 by the time the year is over, because I think Leech Woman is going to be out.
Yeah. And that's another thing we had to figure out when we were gearing up to do this, was whether or not they had new releases coming out, like the Conjuring franchise has a new one coming out.
The Omen.
The Omen has a new one coming out. It seems like this year is a year for sequels. We're like, yay!
Yeah.
So, yeah. But you know what? It's been a lot of fun.
We would have had another Scream this year if they didn't screw the pooch on that one.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Man, it's so
and then
depressing.
you have movies like I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is going to be a franchise because we got a new one of those coming out. We would have been able to include that, but unfortunately.
What, did that get scrapped?
No, I'm just saying it's coming. It's not going to be out in time.
Yeah.
Because we'll be done with part 4s in April. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we didn't quite have enough for that. And we decided not to include a TV series. We did include 1 or 2 TV movies. 2. Was it 2? Bates Motel and
those. Well, because I was saying we got Piranha too is a TV movie.
Yeah. Yeah, so 2 of them. I think.
I feel like there's another one, but
House 4, the repossession.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's technically part of the series. And actually it's more part of the series than any of the other ones.
Yeah, me too, Jack. Blood Rise was awesome. Subspecies.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we're definitely doing that one.
Yep, Jack, more Strangers movies coming, that's right.
Yeah. See, that could have been a franchise too, but we're not sure exactly how they're going to be released and when. I know the first one's coming out June.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 3 of them coming out too. So.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe if David Gordon Green directs it, people will cancel that too, like Exorcist.
Yeah. Unreal. Yeah, but there's other ones too, like Wreck, that we didn't do. And and that's one of the things I like about Franchise Frenzy is that the people, which I'll get to in a few minutes, that are doing this actually picked some different franchises, and it was fun to hear about other franchises from different people that we could have done but decided not to.
Yeah.
So, by the way, since we're on the subject, a special thank you to Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies, Kelly Kinney, Rusting Willpower, Mr. Dan in Horror. Dan, if you're still in here. Anthony Chobot. The Cinematic Otaku, Christopher, and Rob's Nightmares. Those are the people who, and some of them picked, actually 3 of them picked 35 franchises to do.
Yeah.
So that was pretty ambitious, which I thought was pretty cool.
I think it's really cool. I'm keeping track of everybody's scores too, so that way we'll find out after like 4 rounds which franchise is in the lead and so on and so forth, and find out at the end what is the top rated franchise.
It'd be so interesting to find out what it is, because even now I'm saying in some of my videos that we're doing that won't be seen for a couple of months, I've always said this is one of my favorite franchises or my favorite.
Yeah.
But according to Franchise Frenzy, that's going to be the tail of the tail of the tape.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, right now for in the first round,
Phantasm,
Halloween and Phantasm are tied with each 2 people picking both of those as number 1.
yeah, because Halloween's a good movie.
Halloween and Phantasm right now are in.
No. Yes, it did, David.
Yep.
There's 5 movies in the Hannibal franchise.
Yep.
We started out with Manhunter. Next month will be Silence of the Lambs, and so on and so forth. Because we do it by release date. So, oh man, we have been having some fun with those. Yeah.
Hell yeah. It really was a lot of fun picking out the franchises. It's just like I said, now it's like we got so excited about it. It's like there are franchises now that we're like, damn, we got to do something with these franchises now that we left off.
Yeah. If you need any links, just let me know, Rob. I mean, Dan, I'll hit you up with the links to the channels if you have trouble finding any of them. Yeah. Just so that we know. Yeah.
I'm glad people are participating. We're really hoping they would.
I have completely enjoyed everyone's videos. A lot of them have been kind of touching in a weird way. Because we put a lot of work into this, and I know, and I can tell with watching people's videos that they also put a lot of work into it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that, it's very nice, very nice. Mr. Dan's awesome. And I'm so excited. The ones that you picked, Dan, blew me away. I'm very excited to see what you come up with.
David, we did not. Creepshow only has 3 anyway, so that wouldn't have made the list. But we didn't do any anthologies. We didn't do like VHS or anything like that. VHS series or.
Thought about it.
Yeah, me too.
But that would have been tough.
Yeah, because then it's like, are you judging it based on your favorite parts of the anthology? It's really tough.
That's the hard thing about anthologies, and that's why I try to break them down by part whenever I do a review on them, because I don't think you should judge it by just as a whole. I think you have to judge it by the parts.
It's tough. It is.
It is. It's very tough.
I'm glad we didn't do that. Yeah, but we're not including series, David, because if we did that, then we have to include the Scream TV series and the Exorcist TV series. We're not going to include like Freddy's Nightmares or
Damien,
anything like that. So we'd really be opening up a can of worms if we did that.
We limited it to TV movies, and that was about it.
Yeah, like one-off TV movies too. Like if a movie led to a TV series, then we didn't include it. Like Poltergeist: The Legacy, for example.
Yeah.
Like they released that. I have the VHS. They released it separately as a movie, but that movie became the pilot to a TV series, so we left it off. Whereas Bates Motel was just a one-off because the series wasn't picked up, so we left Bates Motel on as a movie because it is. I mean, we can't not include it. It is part of the franchise. So, and
because we felt bad for Poltergeist: The Legacy, you'll be seeing it coming up in something else.
Yeah.
No man gets left behind, right, Joe?
Exactly.
We'll find something to do with it, damn it.
Exactly.
In life by parts. There you go, Jack. Man, it's so good to hear from you. I hadn't seen you pop up on Rob's videos anymore. I was wondering how you were doing. I was gonna ask Slim if he talked to you, but
I know I haven't seen any slasher reviews, any slashers through the years. Like, what's going on with Jack?
Yeah, those are all good ideas for videos.
I'm gonna bring back the Slashback challenge just for Jack.
Yep. Loved it. I actually love that. I'd do it tomorrow if you wanted to do it again.
No, today's
I had a great time.
You have an hour and 35 minutes to get it done right now.
Well, you didn't even tell me what the damn category was or the theme. Theme is dogs that kill people instead of people killing dogs in slashers.
White dog.
Oh boy. Cujo. What's in the bag, Jay? Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. I had a lot of fun with that. And it'll come back. It'll come back. It may only be a one-off here and there, but it'll come back.
About multi-pack mania.
That will come back too. Multi-pack mania is going to come back. Because we like those series too, and we enjoy doing them. And
here it is, the inevitable question. Dan,
what?
When is Family Feud coming back?
We talked about that, and that's coming back too. I've been bugging the shit out of him for a while to do this.
I can say this because this person I don't think is even on YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Dan. There's this guy on YouTube that used to message us all the time about Family Feud. And in the nicest way possible, this guy was kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
And he was very demanding and very, like, I don't know, just like this rude kind of guy. And all he talked about was Family Feud and how you need to bring it back and this and that. And just to be spiteful, I was like, I don't want to bring this damn thing back now. Like, so every time I see Family Feud mentioned, I'm like,
I've been bugging the crap out of Joe to do it too.
I'm like one of those people, like my beard is super long. My mom hates my beard, so every time I'm at her house, she's like, "When are you gonna shave your beard?" And I said, "Every time you ask me, I'm keeping it a month longer."
That sounds familiar.
So it's like one of those things with Family Feud. Every time Family Feud is mentioned, 1 month more.
His mom hates his beard. She always asks him when he's going to shave it. Every time you say that, I'm going to let it grow longer now.
Another month. That's it. Tack it on.
I'm going to let it grow until I have to move it to take a pee. Yeah, well, but
Jack,
we are.
Jack, you should come on for one of these streams because for these Physical Media Matter streams, we want to have guests each month. The only reason we don't this month is because this is our first one.
Yeah.
So we wanted to just kind of introduce things and stuff. But starting next month, we're going to have guests on, every month to talk about physical media. And that incorporates slashers or whatever else. So.
And, Joe and I both know that you have an immense collection. That's one of those things that every time I would mention a slasher to you, you said, I got it. I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
I was hoping to stump you, Jack, but I never could. It wasn't me, I swear. No. It will come back. Joe and I have talked about it for a while. We're trying to figure out a way to do it to where it's
weird. It's like,
yeah,
we started it in the first place because we're like, oh, these are easy. We can fit episodes in here and there. But it's a lot more time consuming than we realized it was going to be. So it's just a matter of finding a way to get it. And it's like, it doesn't seem like it would be, but it is. It somehow is.
Keeping score, and then this one would get messed up, and I'd get messed up, and it's just
a little time consuming.
Yeah, but it will come back. It will. I promise you, it will come back. Just trying out a bunch of different things, and the way we figured it, we're going to have time to do.
All right, Mark.
Huh?
Mark said he would love to be. He'd be honored to be a guest.
Oh yeah, definitely. We wanted people who are collectors of physical media, and why. And we actually kind of wanted some people who were the other side of the coin as well. Not to debate, but to get a different point of view. Because I am not a streaming type of person unless I'm at my daughter's. I don't go on Netflix to see what news on. I don't go on. Sometimes I go on Prime, but I don't usually go on a lot of the streaming sites to see what news on because I don't really care. I don't know.
I'm of the mind there are certainly pros to streaming.
Yes, there are.
But the pros of streaming don't outweigh the benefits of physical media. That's the thing. It's like people can say, oh, convenience and this and that and all this. Okay, but how do you explain when something is not available that you want to watch? Like, there are certain things that, like, at the end of the day, the streaming argument only goes so far.
Yeah.
Like, streaming may have its positives, but it doesn't I don't see how someone can argue that it's better than actually owning something physically.
And here's an interesting way of looking at things. Now, I know Jack. Jack is a slasher fan. He does like horror in general, but his main love is slasher films. This guy has so many slasher films that I guarantee, and this is one of the things about physical media as opposed to streaming. So many of the slasher movies he has, because I've looked them up, are out of print and are not on streaming anywhere.
I know.
So if he wants to watch them, he can watch them. I, however, cannot. So, you have to kind of, weigh it. And to me, there's not really much of a contest. Like Joe said, streaming has its advantages. There are a few, but even the digital media, I mean, that's another thing I want to touch on too, is digital media. The codes and stuff like that.
Yeah, David, exactly. I stream like for convenience, and I'll put on stuff when I fall asleep at night or whatever. Like right now, I have it on mute, but I have something streaming on in the background just because I'm not going to get up, put a DVD in to put a movie on that I'm not paying attention to. But typically, if I want to watch a movie or I really love a movie, I'm going to own it. And that was one of the rules that I made for my channel in my very first video. My channel was going to be about my physical media collection.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not on camera. That's why I do things the way that I do them. It's about my collection, not about me.
Yep.
And when we do these challenges, these lists and everything, Bravo Challenge, Turn the Isles, Fangoria, when we did Franchise Frenzy, we made sure that we owned every single movie on physical media. If we didn't, it's not included.
Yeah.
Like, and when we didn't have some of them, we made sure we went out and we bought them so we'd have it for Franchise Frenzy or for Bravo or for Terror in the Isles or whatever it was, because that's just the rule that we have. If I'm going to watch a movie and I literally have 20 to 30,000 movies in my collection, I may as well watch one that I already own because I paid for it. Why am I going to stream something that I don't? It doesn't make any sense to me
unless it's out of convenience.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the stuff that I stream, I own anyway on physical media, so it's not like I'm watching something that I don't have.
Jack made a very good point in this. He said that a lot of the new stuff, a lot of the new slashers that are coming out now are not getting physical media releases. And I remember talking to you about this. There's a Polish one. Now there's two of them on Netflix that Jack told me about a while back. I think it was Not Safe in the Woods Tonight or something like that. But it's on Netflix, and it's a Polish slasher film.
Yeah.
And I watched both of them simply because Jack recommended them. And they are not getting physical media releases. And I remember telling you about them too.
Barbarian, TCM 2022.
Yes.
Hush, Hellraiser, all those movies. We have them physically, do we not? But they weren't released officially.
Yeah.
But again, I've always said, Jack said Tubi Originals, another one like the Terror Train 1 and 2. But me and you, we have physical copies. But guess what? If they release them officially, we're going to buy them.
Yeah.
But right now they're not available physically, so we had to make it. Well, I had to make my own copy for us because what else are we going to do?
Yep.
If you don't want to give them to us, well, what do you expect people to do?
Yeah.
But again, if they were released officially, I'm going to replace my copies with the official releases. They're more of like a placeholder.
We're going to get into that with one of the physical media matters. I've been wanting to do that for a while.
I mean, they're more placeholders. They might be permanent placeholders if they're never released. But that's what they
like. Probably TCM. TCM will probably never get a physical release, and that I will never understand. But we have it for.
I mean, you have collectors who own every other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, but all of a sudden they can't buy the new one.
Yeah.
Same thing with Hellraiser. I mean, it's crazy.
Every single person that I know, well, most of the people that I know really well and are fans of that specific franchise have their own copy because it's not getting a physical media release.
I know hardly anybody who doesn't have TCM physically.
Yep. Whether they've made it themselves,
Yep.
they got it from a friend like I did,
Exactly.
or I think Leon, Cult Flicks, Fix,
Yep.
he bought his off of a secondary market, like a
Yeah.
Stinky Tuner or someplace like
Yeah.
that. So if we want them bad enough, guys, we're going to get them. So why not just put them out and make money off of them? That's what I don't understand, especially with the TCM and
Ben said it earlier. Even if they do like a made-on-demand service, so that way you only have to pay for it when someone buys it.
Yes.
Like at least something.
Yep. 100%. And that would be more money they'd make off of that property.
That's what I'm saying. Even if not, people are making their own on-demand anyway, so they may as well do it.
Yeah. Do you want to buy this? Well, this can be yours for the low price of blah, 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 blah. Just, that should be one of the things on the stream.
Yeah.
You shouldn't exclude a majority of the people
I know
that buy your product. And I understand. Maybe they don't understand how physical media works. That's the only thing I can figure, because to me, it seems like a way to lose money, because chances are, okay, I'm going to keep Netflix, but I'm also going to want TCM for my collection.
Well, it's like Netflix releasing only the first 2 seasons of Stranger Things, which pisses me off.
Why?
I bought the first 2, and now I want the rest. You're not going to release them? Like, come on.
It makes no sense.
Ben, I have. Yeah, Ben, Fair Streets. I have those. I actually I made copies of those on DVD.
You did?
The Fair Street movies, yeah.
Motherfucker, holding out on me, are you?
Yeah,
have you watched them yet?
Nope.
They're good. They're good. You'll like them.
Yeah, I got a little three disc box set of those.
Damn.
Yeah, Brandon, I made those because, yeah.
Okay,
David,
The Haunting of Hill House has been released.
So has Bly Manor. Those two have been.
Yeah. Midnight Mass. I'm not sure about that one.
I have Haunting of Hill House, so that one's definitely officially out.
Yeah. I had to buy Netflix Fear Street series physically on bootleg. Yep. 100%.
What do they expect?
And that is something that they could be making money on.
Mm-hmm.
Not only, can you imagine having a business where you have people you're making money off of streaming, and then you offer physical media to someone? So now you can expand to not only sell it to the people that are streaming your service, but to people that don't have it. So you're covering more area, therefore making more money. Nah, never happened. What the hell?
I know.
Am I smoking dope? Come on. It sounds like a win-win.
Yeah, Brandon, it's like they need to at least commit to it. If they're going to release the first 2, then they should at least say, okay, we'll do the last 2 as well.
Exactly.
Don't just... Again, even if it's on demand, give people an option to do it. I know, like, Shout Factory did that in the past, too. Like, they would release, like, the first 2 seasons of something. An old sitcom, My Two Dads. There's 3 seasons of that show. Shout Factory released the first 2. I bought the first 2. They never released the last one. So it's like,
the old one? No.
Never
mind. I know what you're talking about. Never mind. For some reason, I get that mixed up with My Three Sons. Never mind.
Yeah.
I used to like that show. And that's another thing. And I understand people come here to talk about horror and all that, but Joe and I are also, or were, really big time football fans. And the fact that they had one of the playoff games on Peacock. So being a football fan and literally watching every playoff game, or most of every playoff game since before I can remember. And now there's all of a sudden there's one I can't watch because I don't subscribe to their streaming service, which, in all honesty, I was over my daughter's, and you know this, Joe. I was over my daughter's earlier that day, and my daughter has Peacock. I streamed the first game. So you can say, well, you're part of the problem. Well, not exactly. I streamed the first game on Peacock because I wanted to see what the streaming service was like. And I was talking to you, Joe,
Mm-hmm.
and it kept going out. It kept buffering. I was missing plays. I was 2 minutes behind. So it's not that great. That doesn't happen on regular TV very often.
Yep.
So now you're telling me I can't watch one of the biggest playoff games of the year unless I have a streaming service that doesn't really work all that well?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I know.
I just, and it's that's the whole thing, is that was the biggest. I think it was like 24 million people streamed that playoff game. So now, what does that say? Well, now they're going to start doing that. And now you go from being able to watch Thursday night games and Sunday night games to now, and playoff games as well, to now, if you don't have Peacock, if you don't have ESPN, if you don't have the NFL channel or the Red Zone, or what, not the Red Zone, was it the NFL channel? Is that what it's called?
Now they have NFL Plus.
NFL Plus. If you don't have Amazon Prime for the Thursday night games, see, that's all stuff that you miss that you used to be able to watch for free all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And
not even, and listen, it's like, even if it's like it's just going to be on the cable network, at least people on cable could have it. But now it's on streaming on top of that. Before it used to be on local channels, you could watch football for free, basically, if you had antennas on your TV.
Yep.
Then it was like, okay, now we're moving to some channels like ESPN and stuff like that. It's bad enough if people don't have ESPN. I know you don't.
I don't.
So it's like, because there are so many games you and I want to watch together, and I watch it on ESPN, and you're like, oh, I can't watch it. It's on ESPN.
Yeah, just keep me updated on the score.
Yeah,
that's
so
bullshit.
I end up, and just having to fill you in. But then it's like, then I have NFL Network, but now some of the games are on NFL Plus. Why am I paying for NFL Network if I can't even watch all of the games on NFL Network?
There you go.
It's just crazy. Like how, oh man, it's like they just want to bleed everybody dry.
Yeah, and that's automatically a downside to the streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to treat you like a,
and streaming services. Listen, I know streaming, you're paying for a lot of different programming. Okay, I get it, but it's not always going to be there. Like with a movie, you pay for it once and it's yours. Like if you say someone was a big Stranger Things fan and they literally got Netflix just to watch Stranger Things, they're now paying for Netflix every month. But if they could just buy Stranger Things on DVD or Blu-ray, they could pay for it once and then just own it and be done with it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
But and that's what I'm talking about, is that you found this show through Netflix, right? So chances are the people that were streaming Stranger Things are going to stay with Netflix and buy the product.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how does that not make sense?
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. I have Netflix, and I still bought Stranger Things because I wanted the physical copies.
Right.
Like Mandalorian.
I have Netflix, and I still bought the Monsters.
Mandalorian just came out.
Yes.
So Disney Plus, so again, it's like, all right, so people can still have Disney Plus and watch the new episodes of The Mandalorian while owning the previous seasons.
Yes. It's not really that hard.
And it's not like they don't have the money. Like, let's be honest. We're talking about Disney and Netflix and Amazon. Like, come on.
Well, I think Netflix is hurting now, but I think they've done it to themselves.
Yeah.
They've been, I mean, let's be honest, they're the villains now. With cutting down on how many TVs you can stream. And I get what they're going for. But if you're going to raise rates and start cutting back everything, you're going to lose a lot of customers.
Yep.
So, you have to, I think you have to pick your battles in business.
Yeah, I agree.
So, it is what it is. I don't look for anything to get any better. I'm hoping now, because like Disney was a big part of the problem. Now that they're releasing The Mandalorian, if it does well, maybe they'll release more. I don't know.
Guess we shall see.
Yeah, it's a shame. But they're also running out of places to sell it.
Well, that's it. Exactly. Like, now what?
Well, I think like we were talking about just a few minutes ago, I think if you put the the option to get something made on demand, I think it would serve the business by way of streaming. And if you want something, they can make it on demand. What are they losing? I mean, if they lose the rights to it, you're not going to get it anyway. You won't be able to stream it or buy it.
Yeah.
So what exactly are they losing?
I know.
I just don't understand. And, you know, maybe the question is that, yeah, maybe things aren't selling as well anymore. So that's why they're switching away from physical media. But if you have a made on demand, that is exactly what it says, made on demand.
But even that, it's like not selling as well anymore. Okay, so they just don't produce as much as you did in the past.
There you go.
I mean, people are still buying it. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
Like you said, too, it's not like someone's gonna like Barbarian, you know, no physical release. It's not like somebody is gonna buy the DVD and then all of a sudden cancel Hulu or whatever it's on now.
Right.
Oh, I'm canceling Hulu because now I bought Barbarian. That's still gonna keep the streaming service.
Yeah.
Like you're making more money. You're making like twice as much.
It's a win-win in my opinion. It just is. I mean, maybe I don't know all the logistics, but charging somebody something for a product and then having that product for them to stream on at the same time, and you're not producing you're not spending the money to produce an over amount of something that's not going to get sold. You're doing it made on demand. How can you lose?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. And I would think, you know, they pay money to have these things, to have the license to show these things. Is it more money what everyone wants?
Yep. David, from what I heard, allegedly that's going to change though, because they're picking up the slack for Best Buy. They will end up with more Blu-ray releases than they typically have now.
What are we talking about?
Walmart, because Walmart said they're going to pick up the slack for Best Buy, like the special releases and stuff like that. So from what I heard is, you know, because sometimes you go to Walmart and they only have the DVD instead of, they don't have the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. But from what I've read, they're going to fix that, because now that you can't go to Best Buy, that happened to me a bunch of times. I would go to Walmart looking for a movie,
Me
only
too.
have the DVD. So what I would do is go to Best Buy and get the Blu-ray there.
Yeah.
So now that you can't do that, but apparently Walmart is supposed to change that.
Yeah, but Walmart's also been cutting out their physical media section.
But I think that's what I'm saying. Allegedly, they're going to increase it now again because of Best Buy and Target.
Man, I would love that. I hope it's not too late. A lot of people have realized the fact that they just can't buy it from Walmart anymore, and I hope it doesn't, you know, get to the point where people aren't looking there anymore.
David, I talked about this on the last stream. 9 times out of 10, I'll buy the Blu-ray too. But there are occasions where I'm looking at it, if like the DVD and the Blu-ray have the same stuff on them, and the Blu-ray is like $5 or more than the DVD. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Like, am I really going to pay all this extra money for the Blu-ray when it's the exact? I mean, other than the quality, you know, which, you know, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, sometimes
you and I have both done that,
and it depends on the movie. It really depends on the.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, yeah, like Pet Sematary Bloodlines. That's a perfect example. The movie was so expensive on Blu-ray. I said, screw this, I'm getting the DVD. There's nothing on the Blu-ray that's not on the DVD. So
I can't remember how much I paid for it. I think it was like $15.
Yeah, and the Blu-ray was like $10
almost
more.
30.
Yeah.
Almost 30.
Yeah, it was like $10-15 more.
Too much. It's come down a little bit. I looked at it today and it was like $24.
Still
a lot.
Yeah.
It's still a lot.
I mean, so yeah, but like I said, David, for the most part, I attempt to get the Blu-ray until I see something like that where it's like, I don't know, maybe I'll just go with the DVD.
Yeah.
It does depend on the movie though. Like Thanksgiving, it's coming out on Tuesday. I'm getting the Blu-ray of that one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like certain movies, if I really love a movie, I'm gonna get the highest quality version for me.
When you pre-order something from Amazon, does it usually come in the day it comes out, or is it usually like the day after?
Depends if you have what you have for Prime. If you do, sometimes you can get it the day of, sometimes no. That's why I usually don't pre-order stuff from Amazon, because if it's something like that I want that day of, and lots of times also with pre-orders, depending on the movies, I've seen a lot of people pre-order it and then they oversell it, the pre-order, so then they don't get it for like a week. And then
Yeah.
they're like, and a lot of people complaining, I could have just gone to Walmart or Target and gotten this by now.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't want that to happen. I mean, with certain movies,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I get it. I get
Scream
it.
6 was a day one for me. Saw X was.
Me
Thanksgiving
too.
will be, so
Yep.
one of those things.
Yeah.
This will wrap up here in about 10 minutes. Finish up
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
Sounds good. This is a good first physical media matters.
We didn't even talk about why we ranked our franchises the way we did, but
no, but in saying a little bit about them, I think most people got it. And watching multiple videos, it's kind of funny how we all have like minds when it comes to that. Like we're doing 35, well, we're doing 60, but other people are doing 35. That's still a long video.
Yeah.
So you're like, it's got to go somewhere.
Mhm.
Some things you don't have a great answer for. There are some things that are set in stone, and there are some things that are like, eh.
Thank you, Mark. My part 2's video is only about 10 minutes, so I even got it a little even shorter than my last one.
Mine was shorter too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
Once we get past the part 4s,
It'll be
golden.
considerably amount shorter.
Yeah.
Or we can say a little bit more about them.
Yeah. I will.
So, yeah, probably not. Not if we're going to have a stream every month. We can talk to people about it then.
Yeah. And it is what it is. I kind of explain in my rankings, like I rank these things because of rewatchability, entertainment values, like a little bit of nostalgia. That's really it. I mean, that's what I'm basing it on. It's not on an objective thing. Well, this movie had the best performances, so this is going here. No, it's literally like if you and I always do this. If we can only watch one of these two, which one is it going to be? Okay, it's this one. So this one moves up. If we can only watch this one and this one, which one are we going to watch? Okay, this one. So this one moves up. And that's it. That's how you do it.
I told you that the other night. I was like, I don't really know where to put this. And later on when we were watching the movie, I was like, well, I put it here because I like that one more than that one.
Yeah.
It's not really rocket science. It's just.
David said, do you guys ever experience horror fatigue? Not really.
No, actually.
If I get fatigued, if certain things, it's like I always have comfort horror I can return to.
Yes.
So like Friday the 13th Part 2 or Scream or something like that, Phantasm, that I can just throw on and know that it's comfort food to me.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say fatigue from the genre in general. I would say I might get fatigue, like say I watch too many vampire movies in a short span of time. I might say, okay, enough with the vampire movies or
something
movies.
By one director. Sometimes
gets certain things like that. But as horror as a whole, no.
Yeah. And the good part about physical media, is why we're here, is if I want to watch something that's not horror related, I just go downstairs and get it. Like if I want to watch Superman, I go downstairs.
I got plenty of other stuff. Exactly.
Or if I want to watch a TV show, I'll watch that. It's like I don't feel the need to constantly watch horror.
No.
But it's just something that I like, and especially watching new things, I think you get an idea of where it's going.
Yep.
A little bit of an idea of where it's going. That's why I try to watch some new stuff and a lot of old stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And everything in between.
Yep.
So, maybe spend the last few minutes talking about monthly theme Thursday.
Yeah. So guys, as you might have noticed, hopefully, we started monthly theme Thursdays. It'll be a thing that's going to last throughout the year and hopefully maybe going forward, depending on how it does.
Yeah.
But every Thursday, we're going to rank movies that fit a certain theme of the month. So on the first Thursday of every month, we announce a new theme and we carry that theme throughout the month. And on every Thursday, we pick movies to review that fit that theme. Jason and I each will select different movies for monthly theme Thursday. So we're watching most of them together anyway, but he'll review one movie and I'll review a different movie on the same Thursday. So
except for in July. July is the one difference.
Yeah, but we'll explain that when we get to it.
Yeah. And since these people were nice enough to come in and hang out with us, do you want to tell them what February's theme is?
Nope.
Damn.
They will
You
find
play
out
them
on.
close to the vest, don't
They
you?
will find out on Thursday.
I tried. It's going to be fun. We have a lot of really good themes coming up, and I know Joe and I are super excited for it. Hopefully, you guys will be super excited for it too.
Yeah, we have our first 4 themes picked out and set. Plus we have another theme later on in the year set.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're having a lot of fun deciding on the themes and then deciding on which movies to watch and review for the themes. So
and if you guys have any suggestions,
yeah,
you guys are our sounding post. I mean, we've actually taken some suggestions for our Seldom Seen series. I can't guarantee that we'll take your suggestion, but we always like to hear what you guys have to say. So
definitely, yeah.
Yes,
the Seldom Seen series, same thing. If you have more suggestions for that, we're enjoying that. So once a month thing.
Yeah, that's fun.
Brandon asked of the 2. So I'm assuming you're talking about the My Bloody Valentine remake, Brandon, since that one definitely has similarities. I loved My Bloody Valentine. I think I have to say Thanksgiving. I loved Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's tough.
I like Thanksgiving.
Look, I love Thanksgiving too, but My Bloody Valentine. Well, see, there you go with the nostalgia.
No. He's talking about the remake.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. If we're talking the original My Bloody Valentine, if we're talking the remake, Thanksgiving.
The original My Bloody Valentine, I love it. I love it to death, but it does have a few pacing problems here and there.
It does, but I think I would put that. I would rank them older My Bloody Valentine, Thanksgiving, and then My Bloody Valentine remake.
I can live with that.
That's how I would do it.
Yeah, I could live with that. I mean, I have a lot of nostalgia for My Bloody Valentine. That was one of the first ones I saw, and that was one of my first slashers.
Hobbs. David, we need more gratuitous nudity slasher suggestions.
Hell yeah. We watched one that had a shit ton of nudity in it. What was it the other day?
Was it a slasher? Huh? Was it a slasher?
I thought so.
Gratuitous nudity slasher. The hell was it?
Oh, I got my notebook here, and I can tell you what we watched.
You know what has some really good nudity, David? Body Count from 1986.
Yeah. And it's actually I think it might still be for free on Tubi.
Tubi,
yeah. Jacob's Ladder it wasn't great nudity, but it had a lot of more than I remember.
Yeah.
She's
dead now, so it's a little weird.
Is she really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that Elizabeth Rossellini?
Elizabeth Pena.
Okay. Wait a minute. Was she the one that was in
She plays Gloria's mom in Modern Family.
What about Pulp Fiction?
Was
she the one with the pot, the Bruce Willis one?
I don't remember if that was her.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah, Hobbs. I've seen Soul Survivors with Eliza Dushku.
Yeah, that's been a long time.
Yeah, David. David said Life Force. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And no doubt about that one.
Mark says Italian horror films or giallo films. We will definitely be doing gialli at some point. I can promise you that.
No doubt about it. We already got that one planned out.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some recent. What?
Species.
Oh, Species definitely has a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And no, Species 3 the other day. I was surprised how much. I mean, the girl was naked half the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And the first one. And probably the second one, too.
And the second one. Yeah.
Pretty much all of them.
Mm-hmm.
JK, what's up, buddy? Soul Survivors is probably my favorite horror.
Hobbs says kaiju, sci-fi, and silent films.
Okay. So kaiju is going to be coming up. That's one. Silent films, you and I both talked about that one, Joe, because, well, I'll say we've thought about that one. Not sure yet if it's going to be coming to.
Silent films will probably be next year,
Yeah,
and there's a reason why, but you'll figure that out.
Yeah.
I think.
it'll be soon. You'll figure that one out. The last one was it kaiju
Sci-fi.
sci-fi. Joe is not the biggest sci-fi fan, but I think we could probably manage that one because we have some crossover. We have enough crossovers. I think.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we can do that. That's actually a really good idea. Thank you, Hobbs.
David says foreign horror.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up here because I can talk all night if we keep going.
Yeah.
11 o'clock. We've been on 2.5 hours.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes. Thank you for all the suggestions too. We appreciate it.
We really do appreciate it. Yeah. And of course, we have to end the stream with this. Physical media matters.
Yes, it does.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Thank you.